Sexual harassment, it has a lot of meanings in life, but here in IWC, I'll tell you, it doesn't mean that IWC boss Norm Connors pinches my bum before I go out to the ring, no. Sexual harassment means dominance. We dominated years ago, we're dominating right now. Hell, we beat 5 out of the last 6 IWC tag champions, yet we don't have a title match tonight. It's my belief that IWC management, they don't take sexual harassment seriously.
Eric, I don't think it's that they don't take sexual harassment seriously. I think it might be they don't take Eric Ecstasy seriously. You like my brother? I love your antics. The fans love your antics. All these fans support sexual harassment. The fun Eric Ecstasy is awesome. But the mean Eric Ecstasy is a dangerous man, and that's what I need tonight.
You know, Justin, I agree with you. That little pervert Jimmy DeMarco, Vendetta, if that is her real name. Tonight, sexual harassment lives for the fight, because damn it, that's all that we've got.
Yes, sir, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We live for the... Did you just quote Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer?
No.
I did. All the CDs, I know all the lines, every song, you totally did.
I would never listen to Bon Jovi. You're ridiculous.
Trade it.
And besides, I'm pretty sure only gay guys listen to Bon Jovi anyway.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to IWC, Accept No Limitations. Joe Dombrowski ringside with Jay Worthington Farnsworth, and a rather impromptu start to our broadcast this evening as sexual harassment is on a mission.
Scheduled for 1 ball with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 469 pounds, Justin Idol, Eric Ecstasy, sexual resistance.
Jay Worth, for the past several weeks, months in fact, we've seen the struggle between Justin Idol and Eric Ecstasy in sexual harassment. It seems that Justin Idol has always wanted to be taken more seriously. Eric Ecstasy is all about fun. Idol's all about success in the ring and championships. But the question remains, now are they serious again? Eric Ecstasy, it seems he may be going back to a mainstream.
Look, we've seen Eric Ecstasy turn it up. We've seen the mean Eric Ecstasy. And his partner's calling for it, so there's no reason we shouldn't expect a little bit of violence out of the bisexual bulldozer this evening.
Well, it seems it's always been a constant struggle in fighting and sexual harassment, whether they're going to be serious, whether they're going to be comedic. It seems...
At a total combined weight of 365 pounds, the team of Jimmy Delicious DeMarco, Vendetta, they are the Hollywood Bulls.
A very controversial odd couple tag team, part of the Gambino Family dynasty, and Jimmy DeMarco showing some war wounds, so to speak, a couple black eyes. Farnsworth, you have any hot news on where that might have come from?
Oh, well, I flat out asked him, what's up with the Shiners? And he looked at me, he said, Norm Connors. He sort of pursed his lips, and then he turned away and just walked off. So I have no idea.
Perhaps some contract negotiations gone awry.
Perhaps, but Lord only knows what he could have been asking for as contract riders, to be fair.
That's very true. As Jimmy DeMarco and Vendetta, no strangers to controversy, no strangers to upsetting our ringside fans, but this matchup, Farnsworth, is going to have big-time implications in IWC's tag team title division. We're not going to see a tag team title defense tonight, but we're going to see two teams right in line for contention.
Very true. And it's becoming a tighter and tighter field with the explosion of the Cleveland Mafia. We're down a team now, so every win counts. It statistically, it makes it a lot more important.
And tag team gold is really what Justin Idol has been after ever since entering IWC as one half of the new sexual harassment back in the summer of 2006. But it seems like Eric Ecstasy has always held Justin back to an extent. Justin doesn't think Eric had the focus or the drive to be back on top as a tag team competitor. And we've seen Eric play Justin's game, we've seen Justin play Eric's game, and they've had mixed success. They've been on a bit of a streak for the past several months, but it looks like with Justin Idol, it's I've bended to your rules, now you bend to mine. We're close to a tag title shot. Let's finish this off right.
Well, it's that sort of blend of styles, that tension between them that has made them such a great tag team. And really, I mean, that's the case wherever you look. I mean, Idol and Ecstasy, Jagger and Richard, Sonny and Cher, Paige and Plant. It's that tension between them that really brings the tag team to life. So we're gonna sit. As you said, we've seen Idol play Ecstasy's game, and we know Ecstasy can play Idol's game. Is he willing?
Well, Eric Ecstasy is a former IWC heavyweight champion. We've seen him serious in the past. We've seen him with a lot of gold in the past. But can he reach the promised land one more time? Great shot to the side of the head of Vendetta by Justin Idol as sexual harassment. And they mentioned it. What was it? Somewhat of 5 of the past 6 IWC tag team champions they held victories over. That's a very impressive feat.
Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure the one team that they don't isn't currently active. So, I mean, how good is that?
Vendetta and Idol with a mid-ring collision. Vendetta's got so much upper body strength, it's going to be tough to move him. And Vendetta, those years of tape study almost snapped off the stunner, but to no avail. Idol escaped, and DeMarco wants Eric Ecstasy, and we saw these two teams meet this past July in what was the damnedest, most bizarre #1 contenders match I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And I think these two are the catalyst to that behavior. What in the world's going to happen when Jimmy DeMarco meets Eric Ecstasy again, especially with Justin Idol hovering over Eric Ecstasy, forcing him to be serious and focused.
And consequently, that's Vendetta not really having the same.
What is DeMarco doing?
Copping a feel.
There you go. I think DeMarco is trying to goad Eric Ecstasy into some type of homoerotic behavior to get Eric off his game. And Eric, give credit to Justin, he's got Eric focused. Eric acts like he has no idea what's going on.
I think he might have him on his game.
Oh my God!
For the love of Pete, it's the first match!
Dr. DeeeLicious about to get his license to practice revoked, and the taste got slapped out of his mouth.
I never thought I'd see Eric Ecstasy refuse a kiss.
Spear, DeMarco sent out on his head, and he's on the outside. I think DeMarco wanted to go for psychological warfare, but Eric Ecstasy is in another zone here. Idol has channeled perhaps the old Eric Ecstasy that was IWC champion back in 2004.
Oh, I don't know. That Eric Ecstasy was kind of gay, too.
Well, you know...
Kind of focused on... Oh, wait a second.
Well, wait a second. The Balls are leaving. They're hightailing it, and that's not going to do anything for the tag title rankings as far as they're concerned.
No, Justin Idol stopping the count. I don't know that that's that smart of a move. They have a...
Well, I think sexual harassment want to get a decisive victory in the center of the ring.
Which is a stupid move. I mean, they have belts on the line here. They have if they want to be in the title contention, you get the win however you can get it. Proving something's not going to help. The only thing you need to prove is that you can carry 10 pounds of gold.
Well, we're waiting for the Balls to come back, and we have nothing, right? Wait a second.
They're here.
Get the camera back in the ring. The Hollywood Balls come in from the opposite side of the building, and there's some psychological warfare that did, in fact, work for the Hollywood Balls.
Retreat, regroup, attack from a different angle. Someone's been reading their Sun Tzu.
And DeMarco with a blatant choke as referee Stephen Coulter attempts to get Eric Ecstasy out of the ring.
See, Sun Tzu wrote a book called The Art of War. Military strategy. I realize I'm talking over most people's heads here because it doesn't have any cartoons, but...
Hard shot by Vendetta, overpowering Justin Idol once again. You know, the Hollywood Balls would love to see the tag team championships back in the fold of the Gambino family ever since Mickey and Marshall lost the titles in that cage match at a call to arms. A cover, but barely a count of 2 for Vendetta.
Vendetta still up. Oh.
Look out. Look up. Vendetta's not going to be fooled, not going to be outsmarted by sexual harassment here tonight. Vendetta knows what's on the line as well, and despite having to deal with a mental, emotional,
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
social and sexual deviant in Jimmy DeMarco, Vendetta would love the glory of the gold as well.
Well, and let's not make any mistake here. Vendetta is still rather angry over the suspension he received.
Very true.
He has not forgotten about that. And so I think part of it is he's not going to get fooled because he's too blind with rage to pay attention to get fooled.
And that's a suspension he received attacking the team that are the current tag team champions, Jason Gory and Shiima Xion. And Vendetta would love to finish that hit job once and for all.
Absolutely.
Idol went for a kick, roll through. Up with the enziguri, connects to the back of the head. The big man's dazed that DeMarco sent right into his partner.
Oh.
And Justin Idol gets the tag to Eric Ecstasy.
Vendetta, I think, is down from a southern headbutt, if you know what I mean.
DeMarco sent straight to the outside. Eric, lady killer, second time. Vendetta gets dropped, and the short jabs on the former champion, the former multiple-time tag champion, into the bionic elbow.
Oh, look out. Oh.
And Eric Ecstasy still a bit unorthodox, but you got to admit he's totally focused on the matter at hand, and that's winning this matchup and getting to the top of the mountain overhead with a T-bone.
And he just dumped him right on the back of his head. If there was any question as to how serious he was, that should have answered it.
For the ride here, DeMarco puts on the brakes, but Vendetta from behind.
And you know, I think it's worth pointing out the key mistake that sexual harassment seems to keep making is they both keep looking in the same direction. That allows one or both of the balls to get behind them. Oh!
Look out. Uranagi drops Eric Ecstasy. This could be all here. A win for the Balls, 2-0. It's Jimmy DeMarco and Vendetta still in the ring with a 2-on-1 disadvantage. Coulter's got to get some control here. DeMarco hits the post. Ecstasy out of the way. Idol's got Vendetta. Look out here. Vendetta going to meet a very ugly demise.
Oh, that's twice down there. Holy crap.
Eric's got DeMarco. Slingshot attempt. Up and into the buckle. Face first goes DeeeLicious Jimmy DeMarco. Idol measures him. Look out. Up and down. Double arm DDT spiked him.
Oh.
And up and over with a Pescado to Vendetta. And check out the motivation on sexual harassment. Look out. He's got him hooked. Choke, slam, huge elevation. Ecstasy for the cover. He's got the count of 3.
Here are your winners, sexual harassment.
Well, one final pep talk from Justin Idol. I played your game, now you play mine. It seems like sexual harassment on their final few steps to the tag team titles are focused, are serious, and seem to be more dominant than ever.
Well, it seems that the Hollywood Balls were playing a game of distraction, and sexual ecstasy finally figured it out and got around it. Great job. I don't want to be there for the after party, but congratulations.
The psychological warfare of the Hollywood Balls was not successful on this night. Sexual harassment continued their dominance over IWC's tag team division.
Introducing to you first, weighing in at
competition, he's known very, very well for his tag team exploits, but also an accomplished singles athlete as well. We've seen him attempt to qualify for Super Indy in past years, never made it to the final 8, but tonight he has that opportunity.
Ow, it's getting a little funky in here, Joe.
Well, straight out of the era of the 70s, straight out of the Rudy Ray Moore influenced Dolomite series.
His opponent makes his IWC debut, weighs in at 172 pounds, hails from Hollywood, Alabama, the Human Tornado.
It's the Human Tornado, a huge hit on the West Coast, a huge hit all over the independent circuit. And ladies and gentlemen, Tornado makes his IWC debut here tonight.
Now, in honor of this, I think I'm going to refer to you during this match as Funky Joey D.
Thank you very much.
I like it. Stop dancing, Joe.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, Funky Joey D.
please. Human Tornado, who bought you off to say that, by the way? Human Tornado, set for one-on-one competition against M-Dog 20 Matt Cross, and this is going to be an amazing, high-flying spectacle, as both men are very well known for how quick they are on their feet. M-Dog 20 has been called for many years the innovator of aerial insanity, uses his gymnast background in his professional wrestling arsenal, a former alternate on the U.S. Olympic gymnastic team, and he's taking on somebody who's so light on their feet when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to dancing, when it comes to anything you can think of, the Human Tornado.
Well, I got to tell you, so far impressed with the dance moves. I haven't really got to see him dance yet. So, oh, well, I might just get my chance, Funky Joey D.
Please. Well, in the vein of the great Tracy Smothers, it appears we may have a dance off to the death, but no, Tornado using his reach advantage, his height advantage, to poke a little fun at M-Dog 20. He's not going to reach all the way up there.
I don't know that you really want to tick off M-Dog.
Well, not at all.
I mean, take a look at them arms, take a look at how good a shape he's in. I don't know that that's the man I want angry at me.
One of the most well put together pound for pound guys in the business, the Human Tornado. Who would you call that, Farnsworth? Just outsmarted him.
I'd say that was smooth.
That was smooth. M-Dog 20 still healing from a very severe groin injury. It kept him out of action for a number of weeks. He still has the leg taped, and M-Dog and Tornado exchanging some technical wrestling. But I'll tell you what, M-Dog very close to, if not 100%. And let's talk about the Super Indy tournament. As we saw Troy Lords qualify, we saw Super Hentai qualify. Apparently, Davey Richards has been announced for the festivities as well. So it's going to be a very, very competitive field coming up this April, and only one of these men's going to make it, unfortunately.
Which really kind of a shame, because I definitely enjoy M-Dog, but
Check out that smoothness.
Showing me something here.
Number of qualifying matchups later tonight. Shiima Xion and Jason Gory. We're going to see Jerry Lynn take on Johnny Gargano. That should be a very interesting encounter as well. Human Tornado shoots off M-Dog into the ropes. The pace begins to quicken. Leapfrog. Tornado ducks down. Leg sweep, lateral press. M-Dog is up. And M-Dog trying to match Tornado move for move. Both men back to their feet. Great agility thus far, as we expected. This will be a very quick tempo, and both men are going to use their feet, and maybe even a spinneroonie or two.
Light on his feet.
I think M-Dog is asking the fans if they'd like to see it.
And a dance-off chant has begun. Are you going to get in on this, Funky Joey D?
Not quite.
Cut a little rug, bust a move.
I might break a hip.
I don't know that the Charleston will cut it here, Joe.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. No music either. They're going to freestyle it. Well, M-Dog 20, no stranger to the breakdancing in his day.
Really?
He can cut a rug.
Well, he might get the chance to see it. Or
maybe not. Well, here we go. And Tornado with a fire up the breakdancing.
Oh, and the crowd is not happy about that, Funky Joey D.
Never thought I'd say this, but shades of Tracy Smothers by the Human Tornado.
And you know, well played. He saw a great opportunity. He was flopping around like a fish in there. He said, great time to put the boot to him.
What the hell? Time for a dance sequence. It's time for a little bit of house party, Farnsworth, as he's dancing up and down the body of M-Dog 20 Matt Cross.
You could almost view this as a form of capoeira, really. The dance fighting.
Nice spin. Oh, distracts the referee, and well, that was a split in more ways than one, as Human Tornado into the lateral press for 2.
Right between the goalposts. You know what I mean, Funky Joey D.
I know what you mean. As Human Tornado now calms things down with a head scissors, grounding M-Dog 20 Matt Cross as Tornado attempts to think ahead.
All right, Justin.
Wrenching up, crimping the neck of Matt Cross.
Well, you got a guy who's known as for his aerial offense, cut off his air and keep him on the mat. Two of the best strategies you could have.
Well, if there's anybody that can match move for move in the air, it's these two gentlemen with each other, twisting senton into the cover. That's going to get 2. And keep in mind, only one man will become the 4th to qualify in Super Indy
5 minutes
7.
gone by, 5 minutes.
Will one of these men's dreams be realized, or will they be shattered to pieces? We'll find out this April IWC signature show of the calendar year. And Human Tornado in his IWC debut, we've talked about it many times, Farnsworth, a big way a lot of athletes come in here and get attention and get regular spots on the IWC roster is to capture that Super Indy Championship.
Absolutely, and what a great way. I mean, Human Tornado not as known over here on the East, as you were saying, as he is in the West. What a great way for him to get a little more notice, get a little more camera time than having a belt to defend here in IWC and getting the attention, the rub, the spotlight that title brings.
Both of these men were showcased on MTV in the recent past. Both these men have been in Ring of Honor. They've been all over the West Coast, into the East Coast as well. Look at Tornado, satellite head scissors, but M-Dog dropped him. Tornado tried to build some leverage. M-Dog just dropped down. Cover 2 and no.
Wow, what a great time for a face buster. Good thinking by Matt Cross.
Of course, M-Dog 20, frequent tag partner of Josh Prohibition, who's not here this evening. As we mentioned,
beard to the eyes.
A beard to the eyes.
That's inventive. I like that.
That's unique. Roll through out of the corner.
Look at his pectoral development, Funky Joey D.
I can see it. It's very impressive. Good pectoral development, abdominal development.
They're almost as good as mine.
Oh, please. Very well put together. But I'll tell you what.
I am.
This is not about bodybuilding.
No.
Especially behind this table. This is about a spot in Super Indy 7.
I'll have you know, I am twisted steel and sex appeal, sunshine. You don't want to get on my bad side.
You got a twisted sense of logic. M-Dog 20, snap suplex, Tornado goes overhead. Nice execution, textbook execution by Matt Cross, 2.5.
I can't hear it. Somebody's still on.
M-Dog 20. Staying on his man here on Tornado. I believe this match is a 15-minute time limit, Farnsworth. So these guys have to work quickly. If this match ends in a draw, neither man's going to get in Super Indy.
Yeah, very true. And giving someone in the tournament a probably well-needed bye.
Potentially. Unless Norm Connors decides to throw another qualifying match at us. He's within his rights to do that as well. And check out the spin kick that sent M-Dog 20 down.
Oh. M-Dog now has a soul print right across his face.
As referee Bobby Williams administers the obligatory 10 count, both men trying to get back to their feet. They've gone at each other so hard, so fast, that both men are out of breath at this point. Tornado up to his feet first. Shot down on M-Dog. for the ride now, and Tornado charges in. Bulldog headlock takedown, nicely done. Look out, cover, count of 2. And 2.5, Ollie gonna get. What do you make of Human Tornado so far? What do you make of this style? Wrestling cultivated with dancing.
It's an interesting mix. I mean, at IWC, we seem to draw the ones who like to get a psychological advantage.
You big kid.
This is definitely a
M-Dog walks up the back of Tornado, cover, 2 and no. Human Tornado also appears in a feature film. He was a cast member of the Nacho Libre film.
Really?
Indeed he was.
Being that I didn't get to see Nacho Libre, I'm going to take your word for it. You've rarely lied to me in the past, Funky Joey D.
M-Dog 20 with a front chancery. Tornado again using that fancy footwork, comes back with a kick right to the jaw. Tornado takes him up. Northern Lights roll through. Could this be a Texas Cloverleaf? Not sure what Tornado calls it, but M-Dog's in a great deal of pain and absolutely nowhere near a rope.
Get it? I mean, for a guy with a high-flying offense, I wasn't expecting some mat submission work. Showing another side of the Human Tornado. Dancer, wrestler, submission wrestler, and snappy dresser.
Well, I can't deny that. That's a look you couldn't pull off.
No, I'll be honest. Red, it just makes me look flush and bad.
Rudy Ray Moore, you ain't. Human Tornado trying to pick M-Dog up. M-Dog tries to counter.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you're Funky Joey D, not Dolomite yourself there.
Well, that's debatable. M-Dog 20, Fireman's Carry, gonna drop Tornado down with a neck breaker, and check out the hang time M-Dog gave Human Tornado as he goes up top. Check this out. Shooting star press. M-Dog 20 gonna get it. He gets the victory.
He almost kicked the lights with that.
Your winner and advancing to Super Indy 7, M-Dog 20, Cross.
M-Dog 20 is victorious over the debuting Human Tornado, and M-Dog a resurgence in his IWC singles career. He's going to join Troy Lord's Super Hentai and Davey Richards in the field.
We're up to 4 now?
Indeed we are.
Still a great debut by Human Tornado. I mean, admittedly he didn't get it done, but honestly, I'd invite him back just to see what else he could wear.
He wowed the fans, he wowed Jay Worthington Barnesworth, but that man right there, M-Dog 20, Matt Cross is Super Indy bound.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Super Indy 7 qualifying match is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, the man who now denounces Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, and resides in from the Wildwood Boardwalk, weighing at 172 pounds. He is a member of the War Machine, C.J. Sensation.
Well, Jay Worthington Farnsworth, we all know how greedy and power-hungry Dennis Gregory is. Wouldn't he love to add the Super Indy title to his fold, especially since he's no longer IWC champion?
Very, very true. He is definitely looking to get some gold back in the War Machine.
But you want to talk about a War Machine, you want to talk about an obstacle. A man who's had a vendetta with the War Machine for many months.
Weighs in at 198 pounds. Hails from Los Angeles by way of Havana, Cuba, Reyes.
The Rottweiler and the Havana Pitbull. Ricky Reyes is a former IWC heavyweight champion. He was screwed out of that belt by the War Machine. He was screwed out of the rematch by the War Machine. Hasn't gotten a shot at gold since, but now he's got an opportunity to run through the gamut of talent at Super Indy, and this is step 1 for Ricky Reyes.
And let's not mince words. He would love to tear CJ Sensation's head off.
Check me like I was a convict. Check him.
And you know, I rarely agree with CJ Sensation, especially ever. But I gotta say, denouncing Elizabeth may be on the step one to him becoming a better human being.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do know that Ricky Reyes is full of proverbial P&B and a sharp kick right to the back of CJ Sensation. Hard strikes by the Havana Pitbull, Ricky Reyes, all over the opposition. And tell me this guy isn't determined.
Pepper and Viagra.
Reyes into the corner with the knee, and Ricky Reyes has some unfinished business as well with Davey Richards, and he'll be at Super Indy 7. What would happen if they cross paths? Super kick sends Reyes down.
Well,
check this out.
They have one win each. I guess we'd finally find out. Oh!
This could be all here. Almost ended it early, but Reyes kicked out.
Really, you gotta beat the crap out of Ricky Reyes to pin him. You're not gonna, oh, it's over.
Dragon Sleeper, knee to counter. Hit for it one more time. Kidnapper, Reyes, right down.
Over.
Dragon Sleeper, body scissors. See you later, pal. This match is over.
Your winner and advancing to Super Indy 7, Ricky Reyes.
Looks like Ricky Reyes brought his own brand of mayhem.
Oh, wow. I mean, really.
There's a statement for you from the Rottweiler Ricky Reyes.
I'm surprised he's not walking off with CJ Sensation's head.
But he is walking off with a spot in Super Indy 7.
Very true. And really, now CJ's stuck in Elizabeth, the town that he's denounced, injured, hurting. Not necessarily injured, I'm not sure.
Well, this is what Norm Connors tried to protect him from by keeping him out of wrestling, but he was too stubborn to listen. He aligned with the War Machine, and now he doesn't want help. He's too...
Oh, come on, CJ!
That's wrong. And again, a member of IWC security standing up to him. Blatant show of disrespect by CJ Sensation, and it looks like that member of security is not going to take it lying down.
Absolutely not. Man up. I mean, he smacked him like he was his woman.
And now,
Lord.
Now his neck hurts again. CJ Sensation runs off. When faced with a one-on-one confrontation instead of a sucker punch, he doesn't take the challenge.
And now Norm hopefully is explaining you're not a wrestler, you're not getting in the ring, because even though CJ has a surgically repaired neck and is starting it, you can't let someone who hasn't been trained in wrestling get in that ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Super Indy 7 qualifying match is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, and from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 205 pounds, Gargano.
Well, when Norm Connors sent out the email to all interested parties about who would like a spot in the IWC Super Indy Tournament qualifying round, Johnny Gargano, the 20-year-old from Cleveland, was the first one to jump at the chance, which is very interesting considering his partner Michael Facade has other matters tonight dealing with the Gambino family.
Very true, and really, you gotta wonder, has Johnny, only being 20, has he bit off more than he can chew?
Weighs in at 208 pounds, Baddest, a former ECW champion, WWE Light Heavyweight champion, and two-time TNA X Division champion, here is Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn is quite simply the pioneer of the style we see today in professional wrestling. Light heavyweight style, cruiserweight style, X Division, call it what you will. Jerry Lynn and really Sean Waltman as well were doing it in this country really before anybody.
Very, very true. And now we get to see someone who started it versus, I guess you'd say, the next generation. Sort of a coming together of the established and the up and coming.
Jerry Lynn is, believe it or not, I believe 44 years of age, but still in amazing physical shape and can still hang with men the age bracket of 20-year-old Johnny Gargano. Jerry Lynn is truly a timeless veteran, perhaps like a fine wine, only better with age, but still, Jerry Lynn could have a career resurgence here if he qualifies for Super Indy 7.
Like a fine wine? That's what you go with? For the love, you are going a little gay-bo on me, aren't you? You want to pick out shower curtain with him? Jeez, Joe.
Nice takedown into the armbar.
Not a seasoned veteran, he's a fine wine?
That as well, yes. Jerry Lynn, noted all over the world for his matchups in ECW, WWE, TNA, memorable feuds with men like AJ Styles, Rob Van Dam, and many others. Check out Gargano trying to get some momentum on his side with the kip up. Nicely done in an arm drag takedown of his own. And Johnny Gargano, this could be a breakout match for this young kid because he stepped into the ring with some great athletes, internationally renowned athletes in other areas, but this is really his first taste of singles competition yet in IWC.
Very true. And who knows? This could be the start of his singles career here in IWC. Although we've yet to see. Have we gotten any commentary from Michael the Bomber Facade?
We have not. We know Michael Facade was searching for a new tag team partner to help combat the Gambinos later tonight. He has found that man in his longtime mentor Super Hentai, as Lynn, now with a standing side headlock, wide stance with the legs, nicely done, but Gargano able to counter out into a top wrist lock. But we really don't know about Facade and Gargano's current status. We haven't heard any reason to believe they're not current tag team partners, but you have to wonder Gargano's decision moving on in the singles field when his partner really needed him more than ever.
Very true, very true. And at the same time, we know that Michael the Bomber is here, but he chose not to come out to ringside apparently.
Sunset flip roll through. Jerry Lynn covers up. Gargano comes back with a drop kick. Very nicely done. 2-0. And Gargano, we know he can get it done in the ring. A former IWC Tag Team Champion, youngest ever co-holder of the tag team titles, if I am correct. And Johnny Gargano has the opportunity to have the spotlight on himself. He's very smooth, very seamless in the ring, and heavily influenced by men such as Alex Shelley, such as Chris Jericho. He has very capable influences, but can he translate that into a win over perhaps the most decorated gentleman in this weight class in recent memory?
Very true. And also, Jerry Lynn, a really nice guy, too. I just felt I should point that out.
That's also a factual statement, but when he's in the ring, it's all business.
Oh, absolutely.
He's not going to hesitate to do whatever it takes to win because he's a competitor through and through. And Lynn, with the satellite head scissors, takes Gargano down, back into the arm drag, and Lynn really is a huge emphasizer of respect throughout the division, throughout his opponents,
throughout
his peers.
The industry, really.
Very true.
I first met him at the Hardcore Homecoming, and absolutely one of the most friendly, nicest guys outside of the ring. And still, as you said, a great at that point, he was bragging that he was still in this business at 40 and doing as well as he was. And here he is, 44, and still tearing it up.
That's very true. As Lynn and Gargano work their way back up to the vertical base, Gargano trying to plot ahead here. But what do you do against a guy who's literally seen everything in their career? Up and over, Pat O'Connor roll. Lynn puts the brakes on. Back with a clothesline. Gargano springs off the drop kick. Very nicely done. Beautiful execution into the cover, but only a count of 1.
And Gargano, I need to point out, Pose took a moment. That could have been a moment trying locking him in, getting the pin a little tighter, maybe holding him for 3.
Double knees follow through with a face plant. That may be the young instincts of Gargano, a little bit of showboating, may have come back to haunt him, and now cinching in the reverse chin lock on Jerry Lynn.
Well, like you pointed out, he's 20. He'll learn. And if it involves him taking a couple of losses from someone of the stature of Jerry Lynn to teach him, that's still a great way to learn.
Well, and he still is very well wise beyond his years.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
In between those ropes, and it's a little bit cliche, but he truly is a student of the game. Sharp kick to the midsection. Into a face jam, drops the face and head of Lynn right across the knee, cover 2 and no.
He really needs to yank back on that leg, get the weight back over the shoulders to try and hold Jerry Lynn down. Needs a little more effort on that pin, I think.
Gargano trying to slow things down here. This has got to be a much more high-pressure situation on Gargano than it is for Lynn, even though the stakes are the same. Gargano could make his career, much like a guy like a human tornado, could make his career overnight. Look out. Gargano drops the elbow down to the back of the neck of Jerry Lynn.
So, talk to me a little bit about this, Joe. What do you...
Look out! Pescado, nobody home. Gargano hits very awkwardly.
As far as styles here, what would you say each guy has advantage-wise?
Well, I think Lynn may be the more well-rounded of the two. He's got the experience, certainly. He's got, check this out, lateral press. He's got the mental edge, as the pressure is all on Gargano. Gargano truly does shine on the mat. I've seen personally him wrestle men like Alex Shelley, like Nigel McGuinness, take them to their limit. And Lynn sends Gargano in, look out, elbow to the side of the head. And a hard shot by Jerry Lynn. So it's going to seem to me that Gargano's going to want to ground Jerry Lynn, because Jerry Lynn can step off a top rope Hurricane Rana like it's nothing. And the cover, hook of the leg, 2 and no.
I just want to point out, Jerry Lynn there grabbing that leg, yanking it back. That's how you hold a man down for 3.
Lynn cinches in that chin lock. Gargano's horizontal, no leverage here at all for the young prodigy as Jerry Lynn continues to wear away in this Super Indy qualifying match.
Yeah, Jerry Lynn, you said was probably at a disadvantage on the mat against Gargano, but you see him clearly holding him down, clearly trying to assert dominance over him, for lack of a better term.
And that's not to suggest Lynn would necessarily be at a disadvantage, but Gargano's biggest strength would be in that portion of the contest. If Gargano's got a shot at coming out on top here and committing the second major upset of his IWC career, then that's probably going to be what he's going to need to do.
Very true.
The ride now, look out. Up and over. But Gargano, the southpaw, connects with the left hand. And a right by Lynn. Look out. Springboard into a drop kick, and Gargano takes his second hard tumble to this very thinly covered but not protected basketball style floor.
And you have to figure Jerry Lynn having spent a decent amount of time in the original ECW.
Somersault senton off the apron connects. Jerry Lynn still going high risk.
Has to be a little more at home out on the floor out by the guardrail than Johnny Gargano.
That's without a doubt true. Gargano, dazed and confused on the outside. Jerry Lynn could win by a countout here. That's just as good as a pinfall or submission to get into Super Indy 7. M-Dog 20 is qualified. Ricky Reyes is qualified. Troy Lord, Super Hentai, Davey Richards. We're going to find out the next seed in Super Indy 7 in this matchup as Gargano hangs up Jerry Lynn. We're going to look for a head of steam here and connects with a kick to the head.
I like that was a little vicious. I like that.
Gargano gonna fly, high risk, gonna take a chance, up and over with the crossbody. He's got the cover, 2 and no. Jerry Lynn kicks out, and it seems like the fans, no offense to Gargano, are decidedly pro Jerry Lynn at this point. Inside cradle, 2 and no. Lynn reverses the weight, he gets 2. Look at the clothesline.
Wow.
Gargano caught him in midair, drived him down. Shoulders are down. Can he get 3? Another near fall.
I gotta admit, I wasn't expecting the strength of Gargano there to catch a man the size of Jerry Lynn out of the air. Impressive physical strength out of the youngin.
Impressive strength, impressive leverage. Johnny Gargano now taking control of Jerry Lynn once again with the left forearms. Then gets a head of steam reversal, up and over goes Gargano. Gargano goes up, was waiting for Lynn, but Lynn able to spring up with a powerbomb for 2.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
Gargano tried to bait Jerry Lynn in, but the new effing show was one step ahead.
You have to believe, how much is that taken out of Gargano? He got dumped right on the back of his head. The kick out, I was impressed he was able to kick out. This could be it. Jerry Lynn said, no, he reverses.
Look out, duck on the clothesline. Gargano maybe going for a full Nelson driver, one of his signature moves, but Lynn got a near fall.
Stomp to the knee.
That takes away the vertical base, takes him down, sets it up for whatever this is going to be. Attempted a pile driver, and Lynn with the air raid crash drops him for 2. Another kick out. Can you believe that Gargano escaped from that?
No, he keeps getting dumped on his head and he keeps getting up. He is impressing me with the fortitude.
What could be a career-making performance for Johnny Gargano, win, lose, or draw with a Super Indy spot hanging in the balance, and Lynn may have just kicked a tooth out of Gargano's mouth.
Oh my Lord.
And I think Lynn is realizing the level of competition he's in there with. He may not have heard about Gargano before tonight, but he knows his name now. Elevated backpacker in the corner. Is Gargano gonna commit an upset here? He's got 2.5 again. And Jerry Lynn is still alive for a spot in Super Indy 7.
Was that really a tooth? I mean, you and I saw something go flying there.
Very well, man. Wouldn't surprise me. You saw his neck snap back upon impact.
You want to know how much each man wants this? You got to see it right there. Uh-oh.
Gargano, he calls this uniquely you. Full Nelson into a face plant. Gargano saw it countered, but dropped him with a stunner. Up. Brada, the moonsault in the ring, but Lynn was a step ahead. Look out. Cradle pile driver. Lynn drops him on the top of the head. He's got the leg. He's got the spot.
Your winner, and advancing to Super Indy 7, Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn, an amazingly competitive matchup that gets a standing ovation from the fans in attendance here at the Court Time Sports Center.
What a great match, and I kind of feel bad for Johnny Gargano. All that, I mean, hell, he lost a tooth over it, and he doesn't even get the spot.
But Jerry Lynn shows that age is only a number. Jerry Lynn, the veteran of some 20 years, defeats a man 20 years of age in the middle of the ring, and the stakes for Super Indy 7 just got a whole lot bigger because we got a former legitimate world heavyweight champion in the fold now.
And the only number Jerry Lynn has to worry about at this point is Super Indy 7.
Jerry Lynn qualifies for the tournament, joining Reyes, joining M-Dog, Hentai, Lords, and Richards. Lynn showing respect. We talk about how big he is on respect for both himself, for his opponents, for everybody in the locker room. And Lynn certainly respects the effort just shown here by young Johnny Gargano, who may have put his name on the proverbial map with the effort against a veteran like Lynn. And you gotta respect this far and forward.
And, I'm all for respect and whatnot, but respect ain't gonna pay for the CAT scan that Johnny Gargano is gonna need.
That's true. But Gargano obliges. Great effort by both men. Fantastic athletic contest. But Jerry Lynn could capture his first piece of IWC singles gold 6 years after first challenging for the Super Indy title. Jerry Lynn is going to Super Indy.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please welcome the promoter for IWC Wrestling, Mr. Ron Connors.
This is always interesting, Farnsworth.
Well, I'm wondering if he's going to announce, I don't know if you heard, but I am tonight, let's try that again.
I didn't hear that.
I am donating my paycheck tonight to the town of Elizabeth.
Oh, get out.
Folks, we're going to keep this short and sweet. We decided to do it at what we're about to do at this time, as opposed to the start of the show, because oftentimes we ring the bell here 10 times when we lose a wrestler, and unfortunately, you all know it happens too often. But since the last show, we lost a fan. And as you guys know, truthfully, the ones that come here every month, I consider you part of my extended family. I really do. And you know, you have to forgive me. I'm not quite sure of the date, but just a few weeks ago, Mike Palovich was taken from this earth in a tragic fashion on the front page of all the newspapers. And Mike was here all the time, almost all the time, sitting, maybe running behind some of you guys. So I just think it's fitting if we would all stand at this time before we continue the show and ring the bell 10 times for a great man. Thank you, folks. Maddie. As far as I'm concerned, he's still with us. Ty, you've been a good friend to me. And you've been a hell of a fan, and I know he was one of your best friends. This chair goes with you for the next year. I would expect for him. All right, guys, thanks for your patience. Let's rock and roll with the rest of the show.
Hey, cut this off. Give it up one time. J-Rocc Daddy. Ladies and gentlemen, the following special attraction, where the Cleveland Mafia explodes, except for one call for the 20-minute time limit. Introducing the first, and from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 262 pounds, he is the Big Daddy of Destruction, J-Rocc.
Well, J-Rocc was responsible for the formation and part of the evolution of the Cleveland Mafia for so many months. Rowe became an emotionless assassin. He became a superhuman individual in the ring with a pain threshold second to none. But after the attention went from the Cleveland Mafia to just Rowe and Rowe's singles career, J-Rocc got jealous, his ego took control, and J-Rocc screwed Rowe out of the heavyweight championship at a call to arms, slamming the cage door in the head of Rowe, breaking the steel from its hinges.
J-Rocc wanted to teach Rowe a lesson. He felt that he needed to be educated in this business. That's what it was. Yeah, I don't think he was happy to do it, but I think he realized he felt it needed to be done.
For the sake of his own ego, perhaps.
Weighs in at 237 pounds, hails from Cleveland, America,
And look at the stare, the cold, icy stare. from Rowe as he heads toward the ring for a Cleveland Mafia explosion. We saw this matchup, well, we saw this confrontation degenerate a couple of weeks ago. Oh, a slap right to the face, and that wasn't very wise. This matchup's underway. The explosion of the Cleveland Mafia, J-Rocc, one-on-one with Rowe, as several weeks of pent-up frustration from Rowe come out right here and now.
And you got to give it up one time for J-Rocc, because I can't think of anyone else who would willingly stand toe-to-toe with Rowe like that. Say, I'm not scared of you, and slap you in the face.
Well, J-Rocc was not willing to stand toe-to-toe with Rowe last month without a weapon, and even then, the steel chair had no effect on Rowe. Overhead, belly to belly. If you ask me, J-Rocc, as he usually does, has a plan. Clothesline follow through. Rowe mounting J-Rocc and just slugging away with vicious rights and lefts. This is not a wrestling match. This is a fight. This is revenge for months of J-Rocc steering Rowe's career off track.
Well, you got to figure neither of them were thinking I'm going to go into this and have a classic Greco-Roman match. But they both had to be figuring it's just going to be a, what's the term, slobber knocker?
That works.
And that's exactly what each of them came prepared for, and that's what each of them's looking to do.
Match spills on the outside. J-Rocc gets shot. Vicious impact.
Sounded like someone lit off a firecracker.
I think J-Rocc regretting his decision to stab this man in the back now. The spotlight is indeed on J-Rocc right now, but maybe not for the reasons he wants it to be.
I will state, unlike other wrestling rings, we have no leprechauns under there. J-Rocc, I'm not sure what he was looking for out under there, but wasn't going to find any help.
Well, even if he found a weapon, it's very debatable if that would have done any good.
Yeah, might have been better to find a leprechaun. Then he could have got a wish. Wished himself out of there, or maybe made Rowe like a foot tall. Then he might have a chance.
Well, Rowe, it's no laughing matter on the outside as Rowe continues to just hammer away at J-Rocc, using some of his mixed martial arts background as well. Camel clutch, cross faces, right to the nose. As Rowe clearly could care less about wins and losses right now.
Rowe looking to get outside the barrier, get a little distance.
Well, he doesn't have any friends out there either, I guarantee you. All these fans were up in arms at a call to arms when J-Rocc screwed Rowe out of the heavyweight title he had won, if not for J-Rocc betraying him at that specific point in time. It's all about insecurity. It's all about egomaniacal tendencies that J-Rocc has. The spotlight's got to be on him. They got to be giving it up one time for him and
Daddy.
not for Rowe. Yeah, Daddy, I got you. And Rowe goes shoulder first into the post.
You don't think anyone else in that ring has an ego? You don't think anyone else out there wants to be in the spotlight, wants to be considered in top contention? What J-Rocc saw was someone who needed to learn that maybe, maybe he needed to kiss him there. Maybe he, that wasn't directed to me.
Well, I'll tell you this, there's plenty of people with egos and attitudes in this business who actually have friends and have allies. And J-Rocc couldn't stand the fact that his ally got a little bit more press than he did, and that is the mark of a very insecure man.
I'm gonna quote the great Kevin Nash. In this business, you can make friends or you can make money. J-Rocc chose to make money. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, he has a tough task ahead of him if he's going to get the winner's share of the purse money here tonight, wouldn't you say?
Well, you have to figure if he goes over Rowe, if he's able to beat Rowe, he has to be looked at least somewhere within that contention.
Look at Rowe's expression. Look at his reaction. And J-Rocc, much like when Rowe showed life at a call to arms, J-Rocc is a little creeped out.
Wouldn't you be?
No doubt about it. Clothesline, no chance. Rowe returns the favor. And J-Rocc retaliates, but Rowe's up again. Another clothesline. And Rowe's got the adrenaline coursing through his veins. J-Rocc tries it again, and it's only making Rowe madder. And J-Rocc getting up decisively slower than Rowe did.
Yeah, he has yet to make it to his. I'm not saying it was the best battle plan, but he clearly went in with a plan, and I give him tons of credit for walking into the. I would have retired from the business before gotten into the ring with Rowe.
Wouldn't blame you one bit.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
I mean, just because I have the pecs of Matt Cross doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to survive something like this.
Look out, J-Rocc go behind, Rowe counters. Rowe's a suplex machine. J-Rocc might not want to play this game. And another clothesline, but Rowe is again right back up. J-Rocc keeps going to the well, but coming up empty. Look out, deep crotch, overhead T-bone. J-Rocc on the back of his neck.
And what are we weighing J-Rocc in at?
I believe he was a shade over 260, as Chuck Roberts said. Look out.
Stalling German. You want to talk about power, there it is.
He's got the lateral press for 2.5.
That was zero momentum. That was picking him up, waiting, and then dumping him using nothing but the muscles of your back and what they call the core jump.
Well, Rowe extensively trained in mat wrestling, mixed martial arts, very well developed, knows exactly what he's doing in any form of combat as he vaults J-Rocc back with the knee strikes.
J-Rocc might be out.
He's got the cover. This is going to be all. And Rowe's not done with him yet. The lesson has not finished being taught.
J-Rocc bounced his head off that bottom turnbuckle like a basketball off a gymnasium floor. Rowe is now just it's a cat and mouse game.
And Rowe just kneeing J-Rocc aggressively right into the face and head, drops down, and J-Rocc is out again with the knees. And J-Rocc is being systematically dissected by Rowe as J-Rocc finally gets comeuppance here for what's happened. Hey, wait a second. German suplex on his head. I know who that is. That's another guy from Cleveland. That's Jason Bane. He's about 6'7", 6'8". He's at least 300 pounds, and he's throwing Rowe around like I've never seen another human being do in my life.
He is out Rowe-ing Rowe.
It looks like J-Rocc just found himself another suplex machine. Oh, wait a second. A pump handle. Where's he gonna take him here? Bane just drives it down. We gotta stop this. J-Rocc did have a plan, Farnsworth. A big plan.
Yeah. A big, scary, vicious plan.
And Rowe shows life. Cage doors. Jason Bane, nothing can keep him down. But Bane again has Rowe. Somebody's got to stop this. Powerbomb drives him down. What power?
And that was from what, 6.5 feet up, 7 feet almost? Good Lord.
And J-Rocc is not calling his man off yet. He wants to see more.
They could cave the ring in if they keep doing this. Jeez.
With the strength of Jason Bane, who's won regional titles all over the area, he's beaten the absolute best. He just dropped Rowe on his head again. And I think everybody in the back, referees, security, wrestlers, are intimidated by this physical presence of Bane.
Wouldn't you? For the love of...
I am right now, yes.
Imagine seeing your great white shark get destroyed by something. You're not going to go up to it.
But Ray Rowe's health is on the line here as J-Rocc once again gets the better of Ray Rowe, but he needed a lot of help to do it.
I don't know if he's a friend. I don't know if he's a hired gun. You said he's from Cleveland?
He is.
Is this the new Cleveland Mafia? Is this...
It very well may be.
Is it something entirely new? Whatever it is, however this came about, I'll give it up one time, Daddy. Because honestly, what a great pick. I mean, if you're going to war with Ray Rowe, you got to come in with the big guns, and that's a goddamn cannon.
If this is the new Cleveland Mafia, then what a replacement J-Rocc has found. I don't know if there's anybody walking this earth that can match what Ray Rowe can do, but if anybody can, it's that mammoth Jason Bane, who's made his presence known big time. The baddest man in IWC just got taken out.
Ray Rowe is laying unconscious in the ring, and Chip and Dale in there aren't going to move him. For the love of Pete.
We need some help in the back, please.
Thank you, Chuck.
Can we get the doctor on standby? Somebody from the back.
Here we are in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, to wrestle a little masked man and a ninja. What is this, elementary class here?
Oh, wait a second. Gambino don't make threats backstage. We do it to the ring. Let's go.
Come on.
Introducing the most dangerous tag team, the most dangerous faction in wrestling today. At 298 pounds, we have Marshall, the Bull Gambino. And at 205 pounds, we have Nice Guy, Ricky Gambino. You see, apparently, everyone in the back getting the part a lesson that Marshall and I have taught for the past 6 months. Marshall and I made Shiima Xion and Jason Gory's lives hell. And then Michael Facade decides to stick his nose in our business. And if you think that anything we did to Gory and Xion was terrible, wait till you see what we do that little mask pop. Yeah, come on. Get in and try and make me shut up. You know what? Introduce the little masked man and the little ninja, and let's get this started.
Well, the Gambino family out here en masse, and that's never a good thing. Vicky Gambino, the Hollywood Balls, the Flunkies, Flexer, and Ferrari all on hand for this tag team matchup. And the Gambinos, a well-oiled unit. They're a solid machine, but their opponents have never teamed together before, to my knowledge, in 2-on-2 competition.
I would agree. As far as I know, this is the first strict tag team pairing of Michael the Bomber Facade and his partner.
Introducing the Gambino's opponents at a total combined weight of 364 pounds. First, introducing Michael Facade. And his partner, weighing 175 pounds. He trained in Havana, Japan, Super Hentai.
Well, Super Hentai, much like Jerry Lynn, as he mentioned earlier, is heavy on respect. And Super Hentai spent quite a bit of Michael Facade's younger years as a mentor to the Bomber, helped teach him, helped train him, helped show him the ropes in the professional wrestling business. And when Michael Facade needed a partner to take on the Gambinos, only natural he'd go back to his roots.
Very, very true. And And really, if Facade couldn't have his current tag team partner, there's not too many people I'd choose over Super Hentai as far as having my back.
We saw Facade's regular tag team partner Johnny Gargano in action earlier on in this evening against Jerry Lynn. A great matchup that was, and I find it very interesting that Gargano chose to accept a bid in the qualifying round of Super Indy 7 rather than stand by his partner. I don't want to read anything too much into this, but you got to wonder what's going through Michael Facade's mind that he had to go out and find a new partner after a solid 8-9 months of teaming with Gargano.
And again, we do not see Gargano out here with his partner. Now, admittedly, he took a kick to the face that has rivaled karate tournaments that I've seen, but still not really showing the support that we were expecting.
Series of kicks by Facade as he starts out with Nice Guy Mickey Gambino, perhaps the most ironic nickname in professional wrestling. Up and over, leapfrog by the Bomber. The Suburban Terrorist takes him down with a hip lock takeover and a drop kick as well. And I can't help but feel very uneasy that the rest of the Gambino family is at ringside, even though Facade is in control at the moment.
Yeah, that's the thing. Facade got one guy to watch his back. The Gambinos have an entire family watching theirs.
But if you're going to have any guy in the locker room watching your back in a gang fight, wouldn't you want Hentai near the top of that list?
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, you know, Hentai has to know what he's walking into here. I mean, this is a hell of a numbers game to try and overcome. I don't know that I get his whole respect thing. I get his whole, you know, trying to stick up for the little guy, trying to
miscue by the Gambinos,
trying to help a junior member, but it could be a suicide mission.
Another miscue, and Facade's a step ahead of the former 4-time IWC Tag Team Champions. Another miscue, both men clothesline one another. The much more powerful Marshall stays on his feet, but Mickey got dropped.
I don't envy Mickey. Marshall has, short sentence, Marshall has one of the best clotheslines I've ever seen. And Mickey just found out why.
Hentai's in time for some double team action. Let's see what kind of strategy Facade and Hentai have been able to discuss. Drop toe hold into the leg drop. Nicely done as Hentai, no stranger to tag team competition, along with his one-time running buddy Sebastian Dark, a former IWC Tag Team Champion, beat the much-famed Midnight Express, Condry and Eaton, for that honor.
Very true.
And I would not want to mess with the Gambino family now, who are on a mission more so than ever. They lost the tag team titles at a call to arms for, in addition to that, they had a rather, I guess, embarrassing match with sexual harassment a month ago that I believe you're still washing the taste out of your mouth after that one.
All I'm going to say is they upped the dosage for me after that match.
And the Gambinos desperately want back on track with the tag team championship scene. It seems like sexual harassment have poised themselves as potential top contenders. So we're going to have to see how this develops as time goes on. But what a tandem Facade would make with Super Hentai should they decide to hook it up. Should Johnny Gargano go his separate way.
Very, very true. I mean, we haven't got to see them perform yet, but they definitely seem to have a complementing style.
And with Hentai's leadership, taking the young Facade under his wing, really, Hentai's got more experience, world experience, wrestling experience, certainly IWC experience than just about anybody. This is an individual that has earned his respect time and time again, still doing it to this day. Great leg sweep by Hentai into a step over toe hold.
And, you know, technically, Mickey is the smaller of the two in the Gambino Brothers Moving Company.
Yes.
However, that's not to say by any stretch of the imagination he is small.
Not at all.
I think he's actually slightly bigger than Hentai, and he's definitely, he's definitely a sizable opponent. And Hentai's smart to keep him on his back. Definitely showing that veteran knowledge that he has in not letting him try to get up and use that power.
Well, Mickey no doubt packs a lot of power hovering around the 200-pound mark of solid muscle. But I'll tell you, Super Hentai, you want to talk about guys like M-Dog20 who have the cruiserweight stature but have a bodybuilder physique. Hentai is at the top of that list as well.
Right up there with the best of them, definitely.
As it's Mickey in control of Hentai at the moment. Hentai, one of the men qualifying for Super Indy 7, take place later on in the month of April. And what does Super Hentai feel about men like M-Dog20 Matt Cross and the Havana Pitbull Ricky Reyes qualifying for that tournament tonight, and indeed Jerry Lynn as well?
Well, to be honest, I haven't got to ask him about it yet. But yeah, you have to figure he just has to be eyeing up well, the thing is, he eyes up every ounce of competition, not just with a title run, but just everyone in IWC. You want to talk about the foundation of IWC? This is clearly one of the gentlemen who is one of the pillars.
First ever Super Indy champion and tournament winner, almost got 3 on Mickey Gambino. Hentai actually defended the Super Indy title against Jerry Lynn 6 years ago. Gotta wonder if they'll cross paths in Super Indy this April, but right now, Hentai crossing paths with Mickey Gambino very physically, up and over with the Hurricane Rana, and nice guy Mickey to the outside, and Super Hentai seems very motivated here. He knows the odds are against him with the family, this huge entourage at ringside.
Oh, look out, look out.
Hentai gonna fly up and over with a helo. Beautifully done. Hentai, the young veteran, taking a chance. And it's Facade and Marshall in the center of the ring. And this could be a mismatch. Marshall powers him down with a side suplex.
It looked like Facade was going to try and go for a head scissor, and Marshall just essentially put the brakes on it. Just pure powered him to a stop with that. And threw him down onto the mat with him on top.
Mid-ring slugfest. Facade. Pair of drop kicks, connects once again.
And you see that one red dread flying off of Michael Facade.
Oh, look out! Facade in enemy territory here. Look at all the bodies on the outside.
Oh,
and Hentai alerting the referee over the infraction, but all it's doing is distracting Bobby Williams more. I think they have some kind. I think DeMarco might be using Mickey's suspenders as a weapon on the outside. I saw him holding some type of object.
I don't want to know what they just gang beat him.
It was a mugging. It was an attempted abbreviated version of an attempted hit job that we saw perpetrated last month on Michael Facade. Facade just barely escaped with his life a month ago at A New Beginning. And right now, Facade's got some backup, but will it be enough? As the Gambinos clearly, you can tell the respect they have for Super Hentai and the intimidation that Hentai brings with him, because the Gambinos were forced to bring everybody out here with them.
And Facade should have, as soon as he got dumped to the floor, he should have ran. He should have got to his feet and ran. Because you do not want to get caught in the numbers game of the Gambino family. They're successful for a number of reasons, but one of the key ones is strength in numbers.
And another one would be the tag team chemistry that the brothers have in the ring. As you see, they've isolated Facade from his partner, kept him in enemy territory. You see Super Hentai looking on, very concerned, as Facade just tries to battle his way through nearly
8 minutes on by 8 minutes.
Nearly 300 pounds of power.
And the 8-minute call by Chuck Roberts.
Apparently this match has a 24-minute time limit.
Possibly. I just wanted to point out the Gambinos have been tagging together longer than Facade has been tagging on his own, and much longer than Facade has been tagging with his current partner. They've developed that chemistry, that symmetry, that understanding of what each is looking to accomplish. And that's definitely, as you were stating, one of the advantages that they have.
It's even more deep-rooted than that, being brothers. I mean, the Gambinos, they are on the same thought process. They know each other better than anybody. And right now, the isolation of Michael Adama Facade continues. And no offense to Facade, the former tag team champion, but if you're going to want to keep one man out of the ring here, it's got to be Hentai.
And again, he should pull himself up and
Oh, wait a second here. Facade's vulnerable again. The vultures begin to circle. And I've never seen a vulture look as creepy as Jimmy DeMarco. And they've got something planned. They got chairs stacked up. The referee's being distracted. Marshall Gambino's going after Hentai in the ring. The referee can't see this. Hey, come on now.
Spike pile driver, double spike.
Hey, wait, Harry! On a stack of chairs, a spike pile driver with the balls off the apron. And how could DeMarco be happy at something like that? That's gang mentality. That's practically criminal. Oh, did he fall? Give me a break, Marshall. He's not moving.
See, he may have fouled.
Oh, this was a calculated plan. Get out of here.
I'm just saying, Marshall may not have known. We clearly saw what happened.
Marshall, the unofficial head of the family, the way I view it in recent months, you gotta believe that he set that up. And the referee on the outside trying to check on him. And look at this gang just hovering around him. How suspicious and shady does this look? Look at these guys.
Oh, hell.
We need help. You know, we saw what the Gambinos tried to do to Shiima and Gory in the past time, and it appears their latest hit to make a statement is Michael Facade. And it looks like they may have been successful.
And I apologize, everyone. It's everything has just come to a stop.
He's not moving. We have consultation in the ring. Action has stopped.
See,
Super Hentai more concerned about the health of his partner than anything else. As I've been watching on my monitor for the past several moments, Facade has not moved a muscle, Mr. Farnsworth, since being pile driven. And
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Bobby Williams has stopped this match and ruled it a no contest.
all right, well this matchup is over. And it's a very unfortunate set of circumstances here, and we apologize to our home viewer. Obviously, a pile driver, a very dangerous maneuver under normal circumstances.
Very
but
true.
once you perform it with that level of danger involved and that level of torque, for lack of a better term, you know, it's obviously a scenario where.
I don't know that they should be picking him up.
I think that's. I would not do that before a doctor could intervene, but it appears, hopefully, Facade is conscious. Hopefully, he is aware of his surroundings, aware of where he is, and hopefully, there's not going to be any type of severe injury, any long-standing, perhaps just a stinger, perhaps just a. Perhaps he was just knocked silly for a moment. Hey! What the hell was that? Vendetta and DeMarco feigning interest. Referees are getting nailed, and we have a full-blown whack job going on in the ring right now. Look out! Shirley Doe! Flexer and Ferrari got nailed. Shirley effing Doe, the madman, the legend, the longest reigning champion's back. The ally of Super Hentai is ready for war. You want a gang fight. You want gang mentality. Shirley Doe's been doing it for years.
And the Gambino family laid out at the entryway. Someone needs to check on Facade.
And check out the fight. Check out the fist fly between Doe and Hentai and the Gambinos. Candy-coated cookie cutter by Jimmy DeMarco. Vendetta, that monster, just powered Hentai down. And it looks like the family again is in control. But what a despicable, vile, disgusting act we saw in Michael Facade.
And there's the doctors are attending to Michael Facade. Norm Connors is down there with him.
Barely moving. Facade's got to be out of it. We need some big-time help out here, as now the attentions have been turned to Shirley Doe, who is trying to help out one of his former students and one of his friends. Now another weapon, as if these guys needed weapons. There's about 7 of them. What do they need a weapon for?
Well, Vicky Gambino apparently is orchestrating, calling the shots, bringing out the chairs. Uh-oh.
It's a damn mugging.
A double-chaired Curse of the Gambino.
Oh, come on! How dare they? Facade's lifeless carcass is being carried out off camera, but in the ring, it looks like Shirley Doe may be joining Facade.
Oh, they got Hentai.
Doe's taken a lot of punishment, a lot of bumps and bruises in his career, but I can't recall him ever withstanding something like that. And Hentai's the same way.
Oh, look out.
Oh, come on! Hentai has a history of back problems, and he just got dropped face first on the chair. This is vile. This is criminal. This is sadistic.
This is a hit, pure and simple.
The Gambinos once again have gone way over the line. Just draping the vest over Shirley Doe. And they wanted to make a statement. They wanted to show they were going to be back on top of the mountain. After a couple months of some bad luck on their end. But what the hell does this prove?
Well, let's be honest. It proves that they took out two of the elder statesmen of IWC.
A damn disgusting criminal assault by the Gambino family on Facade, on Shirley Doe, and on Super Hentai.
Following contest is a Super Indy 7 qualifying match. Set for 1 ball with a 15-minute time limit. Evidence champion versus champion. Introducing to you first, weighing at 170 pounds, from Hales Canyon, Idaho, one half of the IWC Tag Team Champions, Gory.
And it's not just any tag team battling out Mr. Farnsworth, it's the current reigning IWC Tag Team Champions, and both of them have a rich history as far as our Super Indy events are concerned.
As well as a pretty big history with each other. These two are no strangers to each other.
Dating back to competing for the IWC Newcomer of the Year award in 2004, which Shiima claims he won twice, which is not physically possible. But there you see the man, the future of fashion.
Weighs in at 175 pounds. He hails from the Philippines, and he's one half of the IWC Tag Team Champions, Shiima Xion.
As both men go old school, as I may be wrong here, but I believe this may be the original entrance music both men used in their debuts in IWC against one another.
True, and if you'll notice the face paint on Jason Gory, the old school one up, one down on his eyes.
Hold the rope. Maybe not.
I'm pretty sure those shorts that Shiima are wearing are some of his old gear as well.
It's old school mentality with Super Indy stakes on the line. Stephen Coulter, the referee assigned to this contest, and these are two men who, since their very first match in professional wrestling, were always competitive with one another, and that competition always led to a mutual respect among this tag team. Remember, Farnsworth, when we first heard that Shiima and Gory had formed a mutual respect, a bond, and were thinking about teaming together, we thought we could never picture these guys on the same side of a fight.
Honestly, it was, you got chocolate in my peanut butter, you got peanut butter in my chocolate. None of us were looking for a Reese's. Now were we?
Collar elbow tie-up, center of the ring. Both these men made their Super Indy tournament debuts in Super Indy 4, and what a beating both men took. What a learning experience, huh? Jason Gory at the hands of low-key/Senshi, Shiima Xion at the hands of the notorious 187 Homicide.
Very true. Both men took a hell of a walloping, to use the vernacular of around here. to sort of get, and both through it, you know, by essentially surviving it, gained a lot of respect from the IWC regulars.
And it's interesting to note that although Shiima Xion has competed in more Super Indy tournaments than his tag team partner, Jason Gory is actually the one that is the former Super Indy champion.
Very true.
Capturing that belt last year in a 4-way second chance Super Indy scramble, also involving Troy Lords, John McChesney, and Showtime Eric Young. Unfortunately, Gory only had a cup of coffee with that belt. The rules dictate you surrender it every year to the tournament winner, a very Japanese tradition of doing business. And I'll tell you what, Jason Gory had that belt for about an hour and then was forced to relinquish it without losing it. And you know he's got to crave the thought of having it once again.
Without losing it, he didn't even get to defend it. So,
Pace quickens here, up and over, go the members of Babyface Fire. The tag champions, and Gory comes out on top with a drop kick and arm drag takedown. Gory may be a hair quicker than Shiima Xion, but a very thin hair.
Very thin. We're talking elderly lady who's dyed her hair for all her life. Thin hair.
Shiima Xion, maybe the more aggressive of the two, but Gory's always had that inner anger we've seen come out on occasion. Great head sister takeover by Shiima Xion, and Jason Gory nips right back up into a takedown of his own. And this is evidence of how well these partners and former rivals know one another. And they're arguing over who's going to put down each other's foot.
And a show of respect. A kind of silly show of respect, but still a show of respect.
These men have been in so many wars over the years. I can remember a tag team matchup where they recruited Petey Williams and Chris Sabin respectively as tag team partners. I can remember their final matchup to determine the rightful newcomer of the year as they tied in the voting, which I believe Jason Gory was victorious on. And now Gory, look out, sends Shiima Xion in, handspring into the forearm, gets a lot of momentum on his side, followed through with a bulldog takedown, and a cover deep hook of the leg for only a count of 1. But Farnsworth, is this Super Indy qualifying matchup? You know how the mood people get in, the mindset people get in when the prestige of Super Indy is around. Is a win or a loss here going to affect this team? Check this out, springs through. Still not sure what the damn area code of Hell's Canyon, Idaho is, but he connects with a feet right to the head.
We'll go with the earlier name of a released full spinning tiger fang kick. How about that?
You have to write that one down for me later. But great action in the ring. But we raised an interesting point, Farnsworth. Can the team go on seamlessly? Because somebody's got to lose in this match, theoretically.
You know, this is, I can't predict it. This is the kind of thing that can tear a tag team apart. You're absolutely right on that count.
And I don't know if we can get a shot of it or not with our crew at Digital Horizons, but we have company watching on the ramp. We have Justin Idol and Eric Ecstasy in the entranceway scouting, and we know that Idol and Ecstasy have wanted a shot at the tag team titles for quite a bit of time now, and they beat 5 out of the past 6 champions. It looks like they're trying to scout potential future competition, even though Idol and Ecstasy are not the confirmed official #1 contenders yet.
But you have to figure, even if they're not, if they're ranked above them, they don't want them nipping at their heels, and if they're not, they want to see them tear each other's heads off and then take their spot.
And Shiima charges through with a kick as we go back to live action. The man Gory takes a very hard fall, and it should be interesting to note that the first time Babyface Fire lost their tag team titles, they competed in Super Indy qualifying matches, not against each other, but it was at that point when the Gambinos go to the middle of a match and Shiima through the tope. And Shiima risking life and limb, as he always does when he leaves his feet.
Oh Lord.
And did you hear that? The aggression of Shiima Xion. Idol and Ecstasy trying to remain conspicuous by the entrance area. Just taking a look-see at their future opponents, and with the serious tone that the sexual harassment tag team has gone into, they may be more susceptible to becoming tag champs than ever before. Great drop kick by Shiima Xion into the lateral press for 2.5. And it's hard to determine, Farnsworth. It's impossible to determine
5 minutes on 5 minutes.
which of these men deserves the spot in the tournament more. Because Shiima Xion is more well-traveled. He's been to Japan, he's been to a lot of places, but that doesn't make him any better than Jason Gory necessarily.
And Jason Gory technically has won the belt.
Exactly.
Jason, if a case can be made on both sides, that as far as who deserves the shot, who should win the shot, who could win the shot.
Shiima Xion cinching in, half a sleeper, half a camel clutch, shoulders down now, as Shiima Xion trying to put Jason Gory away. So great to see a one-on-one Gory-Xion matchup without Chris Maverick, as he was a big issue back in the day.
Oh.
And Shiima uses the momentum of the ropes to vault Gory backwards, and now gonna get ahead of steam, charging in, buries the knees right into the back of the neck. He gets the cover, 2 and no. As Ecstasy and Idol out of the corner of my eye, I see them continually discussing strategy, making some mental notes for one another, really looking intently at Shiima Xion and Jason Gory.
Perhaps, we were wondering if, how serious sexual harassment was going to be about all of this. They're strategizing, as far as we can tell. I mean, the hand gestures are indicative of strategizing, although I've seen Eric Ecstasy make some hand gestures.
Oh, I'm sure you have, big guy. Shiima Xion with the sleeper hold on Jason Gory.
I've seen him make them in your direction, so I wouldn't get too comfortable there.
Well, I'm not saying that's a good thing or not, but I'm flattered, but not interested. I'm just going to enjoy this great matchup here and suppress that memory of Shiima Xion.
It flusters you a little when you find out all of a sudden you're in the crosshairs.
I'm not, well, never mind. Shiima Xion cinches in the chin lock, the sleeper hold. Gory may be fading here. This could be all. Gory shows signs of life. Shiima Xion did not want to see that, but he's going to have to deal with it, as one member of this tag team championship duo is going to move on to train for Super Indy, and the other, who knows? And again, if we have two partners on different pages, that could make sexual harassment even more favorites to capture the belt. Hurricane Rana by Jason Gory.
Looked like he might have been going for the QAS, and Shiima sort of tried to wiggle out of it, but he still snapped off the Rana.
Oh, Gory telegraphed that attempt at a moonsault, and Shiima Xion pulled him down with ease. And Gory hits the guardrail. And you can see the steel not have a lot of give into it. It bounced Gory right back into Shiima Xion. Look out! Gory hits the springboard acai! Beautifully done with swan-like grace.
We knew these two would be flying, and Gory connected perfectly on Shiima Xion.
Gory kept the maneuver in the back of his mind and found the perfect opportunity to break it out.
You heard the impact when those two hit the floor. Great move by Jason Gory.
Gory gonna charge. Hits a great clothesline. Puts his body through the ropes for maximum impact and springs in with a drop kick as well. Jason Gory gonna go for the cover, and he's got an ear fall. And both these men have several singles wins over one another. Just impossible to predict a winner in this type of environment. Perhaps the most evenly matched feud in IWC history, and a little bit of masochistic healing. Old school from Jason Gory.
We haven't seen that in years.
You gotta vary up that offense. You gotta switch up that style, pull out a few curveballs on your opposition when they know you this well.
You can smell the mothballs off of that one. He dug that out from deep in the closet.
I believe that's how Jason Gory put away Shiima Xion the very first time he beat him. But it wasn't enough here tonight. And Gory and Xion, forearm shot center of the ring, as this is just a telltale sign of how evenly matched these men are. Gory with a forearm, Shiima comes back with one. Discus forearm, no.
Jawbreaker.
Gory meets Shiima coming in. Head of steam, wait a second. What are we gonna see? Powerbomb attempt, Gory slipped out, and he hits QAS. No, Shiima slips out of that. Back and forth counter wrestling by the current tag champions. Sit out powerbomb, shoulders are down, and Ref Culture gets 2.
10 minutes gone by, 5 remain.
Thank you, Chuck Roberts. And a short snap powerbomb, not normally part of Shiima's offense. A nice move.
And you gotta wonder here, as crunch time sets in, who's gonna break out what, as it seems to be Shiima Xion, the one ready to take a chance. Look out! Frog splash, amazing height on it. Is that going to be all? The cover, he's got 2 and no. Gory, able to reverse the weight, shoulders down, Shiima no. And a double clothesline, and we're right back down. We have no definitive advantage in this match yet.
No, not at all.
Obligatory 10 count by Stephen Coulter on both members of Babyface Fire as they hope to join the field of Super Hentai, Troy Lords, M-Dog 20, Jerry Lynn, Ricky Reyes, Davey Richards, and others as well at Super Indy 7. We're going to have a scheduled Super Indy qualifying matchup next month as well, as the good guy Azrael takes on, making his IWC debut, Joey Magnum Ryan, another hot star from the West Coast. Meanwhile, back to live action. Gory get a springboard off of the ropes, rolls him over, victory roll for 2 again. Another near fall situation. And now we remember, Farnsworth, what made this feud so great. Lust to Dust coming up, countered. Shiima, pinning combination by Gory, but no, another near fall.
Oh, he swings around.
Both these men going back and forth with these fall opportunities. Backslide attempt, cover 2 again, no. Ramahi straddle time with the cradle, another near fall.
You get the feeling that Gory just wants to get this put away.
I think both men realize it's crunch time here. They got about 2 or 3 minutes left on the time limit. They've got to finish this off in some form or fashion, or else both men are going to be on the outside looking in this April.
3 minutes remain.
And there you hear, and Shima's in the ropes. That's not a valid fall, even though the shoulders are down. I don't think Gory even realized it with how much he's had taken out of it.
And with 3 minutes remaining, well, 2 and change at this point, remaining in the match, each has to be looking to I guess, give it all they got. Nothing has worked as far as ending the match so far. They have to be concentrating on how to finish this.
Well, you've got to wonder what these men have left. Shiima position, Gory lands on his feet, connects with a second moonsault, lateral pass 2.5. I thought he had him, and I think Gory thought he had it as well.
I was right there with you. I was confident that was the end.
And again, both men just trying to will themselves to their feet. Spikes him with the DDT.
Smart old
Cover 2. And again, Shiima gets the arm up.
Best way to win a match is drop a guy on his head, in my opinion. So, good offense so far. You can't, this is a mistake. Gory can't get frustrated. He has to continue the attack.
With about 1.5 minutes to go, it's all or nothing. But lost to dust. Gory got spiked on the top of his head. This is going to be all.
Oh, really?
Shiima Xion has put many a man away, but Gory, perhaps on instinct, perhaps on not knowing where he is, has rolled to the outside.
Smart.
1 minute. 1 minute remains.
Can't pin a guy on the outside in this kind of match.
Well, Coulter, you can win by countout and still qualify. As Gory's on the outside, motionless. Is he going to be able to get back in time? He's stirring, but he's still got a ways to go here. Gory, is he going to get his way back in? He made it back in just in the nick of time, and you can see the welts and bruises
30 seconds.
all over the body of Jason Gory with the punishment he's taken.
Another of those thin lady hairs as far as him getting back into the ring. I don't know that he has enough to last the remaining however many seconds, to be honest.
Well, who's going to push their body beyond its normal limits? That's the mark of a Super Indy champion. It's the mark of the tournament. QAS, shoulders down. Gory was that 3? Not 3. Coulter says 2. What do these men have left? Gory
10 seconds.
trying to will himself to the outside. He can barely move at this point. His body racked with pain. Gory goes for 50. Cover to Shiima. He's got 3. No! The time's expired. There was no 3. There was no fall. Let's get the official decision here from Chuck Roberts, as it appeared the time expired.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 15-minute time limit has expired. This match is ruled a draw. A draw.
A draw?
A draw. Well, so neither of these men have qualified for Super Indy 7.
Well, that would be if or did both.
Well, nobody won.
Well, nobody lost.
Check out Gory getting frustrated. He can feel the Super Indy title slip through his fingers. He's very frustrated. Norm Connors, promoter at ringside, trying to sort this out, but it appears to be a very clear occurrence to me. And Gory very frustrated. Check this out. Gory leaving, no handshake for his partner. And I think Gory's telling Shiima.
Gory's absolutely right. He had him and he knew it. And he's frustrated. It's fine.
Well, they do shake hands.
I'd be surprised if I didn't see him
The
angry.
rules of the Super Indy qualifiers, it was a draw. That means, unfortunately, neither one of you are going into Super Indy this year.
That is a shame.
Take a boat where? But I've got an idea. If you're cool with it, I've got a contract right here. April 25th, IWC Super Indy. Jason Gory, Shiima Xion, Babyface Fire. In this envelope's a contract. You can defend the IWC Tag Team titles against the Motor City Machine Guns.
Wow, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin stole the show at a call to arms, and now get a tag title shot they richly deserve. Perhaps the best team in wrestling today, the Motor City Machine Guns, face Babyface Fire as Gory and Xion prepare for the toughest challenge of their lives. It won't be in the tournament, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, set for one fall, with a 15-minute time limit, will be for the IWC Super Indy Championship.
It's going to be current champion versus former champion in 2 men that have clashed before, but I have a feeling this match will have a much different tone compared to their prior encounter.
Introducing first, the challenger, escorted to the ring by Daisy Hayes. She represents, weighing at 186 pounds, from the edge of sanity, this is Delirious.
Delirious with personal interpreter Daisy Hayes had a match with Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney at a call to arms night 1, a tribute to Spirit, but a much more lighthearted contest. We saw a strut off, we saw a lot of very interesting occurrences that we really usually only get with Sweeney or Delirious. But right now, Farnsworth, it's all about the gold. Delirious has been there. He'd love to be back.
Very, very true. You're making a lot of sense tonight, Joe. I gotta give you credit. Have you been reading my self-help tips?
Not quite. I think you should follow your self-help tips.
I clearly have. And as you can tell by the time on my Rolex, it's time you start following my tips. Step 1, pay attention.
Please. Well, Delirious is certainly somebody who commands attention wherever he goes. And you want to talk about attention? This guy, attention, might as well be his middle name. And he captured a lot of attention when he beat 4-time Super Indy champion John McChesney in one of the most dangerous matches in this business just 4 weeks ago.
Very, very, very true. And a bloody, emotional battle.
His opponent, weighs in at 193 pounds, hails from Rochelle Beach, California, and it's the IWC Super Indy Championship.
driving John McChesney on our steel rampway in lieu to getting the pinfall, the 10 count, and the Super Indy title that was stolen from him thanks to the War Machine.
Let me tell you, as a person who has paid someone to move that ramp so that I wouldn't have to, I can tell you how heavy and how solid it is.
What do you think, Farnsworth? Is Larry Sweeney looking good tonight or what?
You know,
Check out the robe. Check out the diamonds, baby.
he's got a little bit of bling going on.
Is that what the kids call it?
I'm pretty sure. I looked it up on Urban Dictionary.
Two-time Super Indy champion Larry Sweeney, the winner of Super Indy 6. Certainly he's got a vested interest in Super Indy 7. As whoever makes it to Super Indy 7 as champion, got to be considered top contender post-tournament.
Very true. Am I correct that traditionally the champion who surrenders the belt normally gets a shot at it at some point in the future?
Well, it's not guaranteed, but certainly it's hard to deny an ex-champion his rightful spot at the throne.
Very true.
We've seen some accept the offer. We've seen some try to take the offer. We've seen some go separate ways towards other championships. So it's really a pick-em as far as the future of the Super Indy Championship. But Sweeney certainly seems right at home with the Super Indy title. He loves the gold. Of course, a infinity time ICW, ICWA Texarkana television champion.
Infinity?
Well, wow. Give or take a few. I can't keep track of his claims any longer. But look at the determination in the corner of Delirious, who has not moved a muscle since this matchup has been about to begin. And, oh, look out. There's some mind games for you. Delirious just got out-delirious.
I would say Sweet and Sour just bushwhacked Delirious there. Just played his own game.
I would have to agree with you there.
And I'm pretty sure Delirious is claiming gimmick infringement.
Well, we've seen a lot of guys try to out-psych Delirious. Sweeney's one of them, Showtime Eric Young, and really, nobody seemed to succeed at the job until now, because Larry Sweeney has sent Delirious right straight through the edge of sanity and beyond.
He is clearly unhappy with what just happened.
It is Joe Dombrowski at ringside with Jay Worthington Farnsworth as Sweeney attempts to return the property to our ringside fans.
Oh, suck up.
I just think he wants to keep it out of Delirious's reach.
I don't blame him, but I mean, really.
Delirious is protesting. You were right, gimmick infringement, Farnsworth.
I told you.
Maybe you really do understand Delirious.
What have I been saying?
That you're not gay?
The other thing.
Oh, right. Well,
I'm not.
I didn't say it.
Not to brush over.
No.
I'm all man, ladies.
It's an important fact. And he's single, fellas. As Delirious.
What was that?
I think Delirious is asking the same question in his native tongue right now as he tries to start this match with Larry Sweeney, perhaps the way he intended to.
With a handshake?
Well, maybe not. I don't know. This is bizarre.
There we go.
All right. Into a side headlock.
Because let's make no mistake about it, Larry Sweeney's a snake.
That's about the cleanest handshake you're going to get from these two individuals. Up and over goes Sweet and Sour. Delirious just rolls his way out of the ring to the outside as the Delirious psych-out tactics have begun, as Delirious is daring Sweeney to leave the ring, I believe. And right back in. Oh, look at Sweeney making eyes at Daisy Hayes.
Oh, you son of a bee!
Oh, that didn't go over well.
I think that pretty much describes everything. Delirious side headlock takeover, and Daisy Hayes a little bit shaken up that Larry Sweeney had his way with her in the dancing department.
Well, he is a charming lad out there on the dance floor.
Well, he's got some moves. We've seen Sweeney strut his stuff many a times, but tonight, not quite about that.
And he's not going to be able to strut along with Daisy if Delirious takes that leg home with him.
Daisy is the personal interpreter of Delirious, but she has been known to become more than that in her time here in IWC as far as involving herself in matchups.
And apparently, Delirious views her as a little more than an interpreter, judging by the amount of kicked off.
Perhaps.
He
Well,
almost swore in English.
who knows exactly what her interpreting techniques are?
Good point.
Sweeney has the side headlock cinched in once again. We are looking at the Super Indy 6 winner versus the Super Indy 5 winner on the road to Super Indy 7. Sweeney with the point of the elbow, second time, dazes Delirious, even more so if that was possible, and takes him down to the turnbuckle. And it looks like Delirious is going to get a guided tour of our IWC ring.
I'm sure he's pretty familiar with it as is, but Larry Sweeney's good like that. Takes that extra step.
Quite the humanitarian.
Very true.
Delirious.
He offered to buy me a pretzel earlier.
I've heard he enjoys his pretzels at the Court Time Sports Center. Hard lefts and rights by Sweeney. Follow through monkey flip. Nicely done.
Shades of William Shatner. Oh, double underhook. Huge suplex.
Lateral press, but does not hook a leg. And with somebody who survived 3 matches at Super Indy 5 or 6, as both of these men did in their respective years, you're going to need a lot to beat these guys, especially with the Super Indy title on the line.
Very true.
And Sweeney's feeling good.
Would you say he's looking more sweet or sour?
Well, I think he's looking pretty sweet right now, but if Daisy Hayes has her way about it, things could turn very sour in a moment. But it's Sweeney in firm control.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
Delirious overcame, I believe it was Glenn Spector, Matt Sydal, and Troy Lords to win his Super Indy tournament. Sweeney overcoming Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, Azrael, as well as Shiima Xion. Both men had a very tough field to conquer, as Delirious takes away the legs of Sweeney, as you mentioned a few moments ago. And no more dancing, no more strutting, nothing. Delirious, believes it or not, would like an end to the showmanship.
Well, yeah. Well, like you said, gimmick infringement.
Well, perhaps for the entrance, but I think Sweeney's got it all over Delirious with the dancing, but then again, maybe not.
He's doing a little
jig
down there.
Yeah.
And now shades of Ric Flair just diving right into the back of that knee time and time again.
And Delirious is not usually a submission wrestler, so this is a very interesting strategy by the Madman.
Well, we should point out that it was what got him to the Super Indy title with his defeat on Troy Lords.
That's
was
very
a leg submission.
Very true as well. And perhaps Delirious making a statement.
Or perhaps, but Lord only knows. That's the thing. We have no idea what's going through his head. This might be a strategy for him to win the title. It might just be that he likes the boots.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Wait a second. Sweeney rolls him up, couldn't get his weight position properly over top of Delirious, and that may have cost Sweeney the victory in that instance.
It looked like he may have had a handful of tights, I'm not sure, and I wouldn't put it past the Golden Palomino.
Well, but we do know Larry Sweeney very well.
No, we do.
As Delirious continues to work on that leg and knee, certainly it is harkens us back to Super Indy 5 when Troy Lords bravely went through the finals of that tournament on a shattered knee and would not submit, passed out because of the pain. Troy Lords not here tonight. We understand he's in extensive training for Super Indy. He wants it to be his year. He could taste it 2 years ago, but he was screwed out of it. Could this year be Troy Lords' year? Because he's the one guy tonight that we really have not touched on in this tournament.
And consequently, the one guy who is getting a little bit of rest and repose out of it. He is not wrestling tonight. He's not even here, as you stated. And that level of rest and recuperation has to be a huge advantage for him.
And Delirious wasting time a moment ago with bit of showmanship of his own, but he was still able to get the figure 4 leg lock on Sweeney, time tested, putting pressure on so many different points in the lower human anatomy.
And he has been working pretty heavily on that knee. Could this be the end of it?
Well, we've seen what Sweeney's overcome. The lacerations on his head, the attacks, the numbers game. I don't think we're going to get a submission out of Larry Sweeney, especially with the Super Indy title at stake, and Sweeney reaches the rope.
I didn't think so either, but I felt I should bring it up.
Okay, well, it's much appreciated. Delirious seeking consultation from Daisy Hayes.
I heard his edge.
Very happy with himself, but it's going to take more than a sore leg to keep Larry Sweeney out of this match. As Sweeney's loosening up his boot, I believe his leg and his ankle is beginning to swell, and Sweeney's trying to take some pressure off. But that's not going to be enough. All that does is make that leg and that ankle even bigger of a target.
Yeah, maybe he did want the boot.
Maybe. I'd take the title personally.
So would I, but I'm not going to tell Delirious what to think or how to think, or for the love of God, Delirious, don't put that in your mouth.
Well, I'm not surprised that he is distracted by shiny objects and a jawbreaker by Sweeney with the boot still in Delirious's mouth, and that may have not only sandwiched Delirious's tongue, but the boot as well.
It may have helped save his dental work, though.
I don't know. What kind of a dental plan do they have in the Insanity?
Comprehensive.
Oh. Sweeney firing away on Delirious. Former champion in control, or current champion in control of former champion. Big wind up. And hits the point of the elbow.
And he lost the boot.
With the precision of a Dusty Rhodes, Sweeney takes Delirious down with a gourd buster with the precision of Arn Anderson. Sweeney going old school. He's got the cover. Is he still the champion? Delirious gets the shoulder up.
Old school is the
Minutes on by 10 minutes.
Thank you, Chuck. Old school is the only way that Larry Sweeney knows how to go. I'll have you know.
He always cuts you off, doesn't he?
He did. It's intentional. He announced 8 minutes to cut me off. Are you kidding?
Leg sweep by Delirious. Jackknife pin. He's got a title now. Less than a half a count away. Delirious could feel the championship in his grasp again. It has been over a year since Delirious has worn that championship, and he's got the boot back. But Sweeney's right behind him.
He wants his boot.
The one-booted Sweeney with a DDT.
Onto the boot.
Onto the other boot.
What a boot that.
Cover 2 and no. Thought I got rid of the Canadian dialect next to me, but be that as it may.
Hope you're well up there, Kingdom.
Larry Sweeney. Well, that's not going to help him retain the championship.
A little gyration, a little...
Oh, Delirious is hanging on to the leg. I believe that to be the injured leg as well.
He's saying he's biting him.
Doesn't surprise me. And I stomped on the toes as well, as Sweeney is still without his left boot and charging in the corner with a knee.
Panic attack. Good swift knee to the head.
Could be time. Shadows over hell. Down on Sweeney. And we've got a new Super Indy champion, ladies and gentlemen. Shoulders are down. 2. And now he got out.
Delirious did not pull Sweeney's weight over him. He just tried to hold the shoulders to the mat, and it wasn't enough.
Perseverance from the champion. And Delirious, I think he's signaling for something.
I'm pretty sure it was squirrels, but I'm not sure. It was kind of garbled.
I think he thinks this is going to be the end.
Oh, and he got the foot in the mouth?
Delirious didn't put his own foot in his mouth. Sweeney's ended up in there. Axe handle from the top. And the sock is off. Sweeney channeling perhaps his 1/16 Samoan heritage by going barefoot. And now the mandible claw into the gullet, the nerves under the tongue of Delirious.
Shades of IWC mainstay Mick Foley.
Yes, but he doesn't go for the cover. He wants to finish him off with a 12 large elbow. I thought you were going to say shades of Sam Shepard. Sweeney up top. 12 large, brother. And this is going to be all. Sweeney has the count of 3.
Your winner and still Super Indy champion, sweet and sour Larry Sweeney.
It was an amazingly competitive title defense. It was the kind of title defense you'd expect when the champion's Larry Sweeney and the challenger is Delirious. And it cost Larry Sweeney 50% of his footwear, but he came out on top.
I just want to state that a Komodo dragon's saliva is actually poisonous because it causes infections. I'm not sure quite what saliva Delirious has with his lizard tongue, but Larry Sweeney may want to get some isopropyl on that foot ASAP.
Or the leg that got bit on. But Delirious and Daisy Hayes left standing. And Delirious, I guess Daisy Hayes is supposed to check and see if, I don't know what you're supposed to check for in there, but he's feeling the effects of the mandible claw. Well, I think Daisy Hayes, Delirious's breath is a bit bad from Larry Sweeney's sock.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Well, Delirious will have another day to fight. Maybe even in Super Indy 7, you never know, but Larry Sweeney is still our Super Indy champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It is a tag team attraction set for one fall with a 45-minute time limit.
Well, when Dennis Gregory left an open contract on the table late last year, I don't think he ever figured the name that would end up on the bottom of that contract would be the hardcore icon, the Sandman, who came out of nowhere last December to defeat 4-time champion Gregory for his title.
Yeah, the look on Dennis Gregory's face pretty much told that story. Absolute shock. He can clearly tell Dennis Gregory hasn't read my book of self-help tips, because one of them is keep track of all of your contracts.
Well, that momentary slip, and Gregory claiming that over Norm Connor's dead body would Gregory escape the cage with the championship.
At a total combined weight of 468 pounds, the team of Gory, Dennis Gregory, they are the War Machine.
Two members of the War Machine, and it seems in recent times, Farnsworth, the War Machine has splintered in other directions. We have not heard from Brett Albright or Sebastian Dark ever since Dennis Gregory lost the championship. John McChesney has been suspended, so this basically leaves Dennis Gregory and DeMarco.
And to be fair, CJ Sensation, although a member, we don't see him out. We didn't see them out during his match.
And what condition can he really be in after the onslaught of Ricky Reyes?
True, very true.
Reyes made a big-time statement tonight, a statement Gregory hopes to make in this matchup and show the Sandman that he is the rightful IWC champion. But what a coup for the Sandman for a tag team partner after Too Cold Scorpio was unable to appear. And Scorpio is another guy who has his eye on the IWC title, by the way. But what is Gregory going to do against two hardcore legends and ECW originals? Gregory's one of the toughest on this roster. He's a war veteran, but Raven and Sandman have been in wars that have hit a whole new level.
Very true.
Sometimes with each other. And the ominous, intimidating chords of Metallica echo through the Courtime Sports Center as the reigning champion is ready to make his presence known. You can hear the rumble in this building. You can hear the anticipation for the timeless, 5-time former ECW World Heavyweight Champion. A man who's all about politically incorrect. He's all about blood, sweat, and tears. And He's all about the gold of the International Wrestling Cartel.
He's all about a 12-pack before he gets in the ring.
That too. Well, the Sandman pinned Dennis Gregory last December with the White Russian leg sweep.
Introducing first, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 266 pounds, he is the reigning IWC champion, the Sandman.
The Sandman took advantage of Dennis Gregory, who had already been in an absolute war with Rowe moments prior. Sandman had timing on his side and won the championship, and ever since then, Dennis Gregory has been irate. He doesn't have the power and the stroke that comes with the belt. He's the Sandman.
If not that, clearly the drunkest.
No doubt about that. As the Sandman performs well under pressure, you would say.
Has for years.
It's a modern miracle the Sandman can still walk, let alone wrestle, with the carnage he has been through in his career. But he's still going strong, and he's still beating the best.
Little known fact, when he's sober, he's a pacifist. Won't raise his fist. Wouldn't pick a fight with his thumb up everyone.
Are we talking about the same Sandman here?
Yeah, you just apparently have never run into him when he was sober.
And you have?
Yeah, I'm one of the few.
I think it was a Tuesday, right?
It was before the bar opened.
There you go. And if you're Dennis Gregory and you have to watch this and hear this entire song play through, what's going through your mind right now?
I hope he keeps drinking. Because seriously, as much as he has drained his liver, there has to be a point.
Maybe we found the point now. There we go. Sandman used to walking on high beams from his past as a construction worker. But I'll tell you what, Sandman got to be focused on Dennis Gregory and Navari if he knows what's best for him. And the partner of the Sandman, a former ECW and NWA world champion, a man with a 143 IQ, Raymond, returns to IWC for the first time in several years.
I would just like to state for the record, Raymond and I have the exact same IQ.
Please.
I have documentation.
Another hardcore legend is Raymond. An evil genius, if you will. And what a contrast that is from the Sandman.
I haven't seen this many degenerates in the ring since my 5th grade birthday party.
He had a ring at his 5th
Look at
grade
this
birthday
man,
party.
what a filthy drunk. Yeah, I guess that really is a pretty good reason, Pop. He is an idiot, I like him. Not much. And then you, yeah, I don't bring this up much. I was in the United States Marine Corps. Many people don't know that. You, my friend, you were in the Air Force. That's like the Girl Scouts.
Ouch.
what's going on in Iraq right now.
Okay. Good for you. Good comeback, sir. And then over here, I have nothing against Muslims.
You're gonna blow me off like that. I might be drunk. I might be what is it, Ellen?
A good kisser.
You want to make out with me?
No. No, I thought maybe you could make out with the Girl Scout over there. Yeah, nice hair. Okay. Now listen, the little gas monkey here. All right. I have nothing against Muslim people. Sabu is listen, I'm busy here. Sabu is one of my favorite people in the world. So I have nothing against Muslims, but unfortunately, this guy's magnet carpet is powered by Osama bin Laden, and I have a problem with that. Because you are just a...
No, but obviously you don't have a problem with Osama's poppy plants.
Yeah, well, his poppy plants, but anybody else's are okay. And look, your boots don't even curl up in the front, and you call yourself... Yes, it wasn't funny. Your boots don't curl up in the front. This is a disgrace to the tradition. Can you throw fire? Can you do anything interesting? Okay, big tits.
No, I hate your guts, but that was pretty funny.
You don't have a big stick. Anyway, you see, sometimes in life you make your own choices. Okay. Well, at least you're not taking your pants off like in Tallahassee 12 years ago.
Whoa, no. Dreamer's not here to hide that.
Whatever, I don't think he'll do it.
It was Pensacola.
He has genitals that look like a pomegranate.
You know that means I got big quinones.
Anyway, I'm agreeing to get along with you for one night because I don't like them any more than well, I dislike you quite a bit, but I dislike them more. So I'm gonna let you start the match, and as soon as they kick your ass, I'll come in and save you. How about that? There you go, Ref. And make sure you keep an eye on the match, Zebra, okay?
Well, whenever Raymond and Sandman get together, it's a very unique diatribe. And Raymond starts out and tags in Sandman as the evil genius outsmarts the hardcore icon. And Raven getting a little frisky with Sandman there, as the infighting may supersede this match.
What?
Yes.
What am I going to say?
Sandman adjusting his pants.
He had to check the produce.
If I know Raven, he's probably calling Sandman an idiot-faced idiot about this point. As the fans call four-time IWC champion Dennis Gregory a bum.
He's been the champ twice.
That's true. Well, Gregory is not in his corner. That would be why the referee is counting. He's not in his legal pertained portion of the ring.
True, but what are you going to do?
Well, even Raymond's in his legal portion of the ring, even though he's got a Singapore cane in his hand. Davari doing some
Hindu squats.
There you go, quite fitting. And Sandman doing some jumping jacks.
Oh, jeez.
Not exactly the model Rick Martel, but close. I think he lost count.
I think he lost when? Hold on.
I think you're,
he might
wait
be doing
a
a push-up.
And I think Raven is, at this point, calling Sandman an ignoramus.
Amongst other things.
Yes. For the ride reversal. Hip block, nicely done by the IWC champion, and I'm still in disbelief that I am saying that. Sandman, IWC champion.
I'm in disbelief that he's able to get to a vertical base when clearly he's tanked.
Sandman not breaking when the referee requested. Raymond and Sandman having words again. Banter, if you will.
To be fair, that's not right.
Dennis Gregory having words with a fan. As this is a very unique atmosphere for our main event here at Accept No Limitations. Joe Dombrowski and Jay Worthington Farnsworth bring you the Sandman and Raven. Have they ever teamed together in tag competition before?
Yes.
Is that a guess?
Disprove me.
They've been frequent rivals over the years. They've had bloody wars in ECW, TNA, WCW, barbed wire matches. Raven stole Sandman's family from him at one point, brainwashed his wife and young son Tyler.
Water under the bridge.
Oh, well, it seems they're getting along okay now, or at least barely well enough to function as a team.
They're not hitting each other, which is clearly a marked improvement.
That's the best we can ask for. Sandman and Daivari circling one another. As the underlying issue here still is Dennis Gregory's quest to reclaim the IWC Championship from the Sandman, that he has not had the opportunity to do as of yet, as the Sandman stays one step ahead of the four-time title holder. Go behind on Daivari. We saw Daivari have a hell of a match with Too Cold Scorpio just a few weeks ago at A New Beginning, and Daivari has proven himself to be a very prudent addition to the War Machine.
Very, very true. And now we're seeing the first appearance of the leader of the War Machine. And clearly he's stalling while the crowd lets them know what he thinks. Ricky Reyes, do you have anything to say?
You gentlemen are doing a fine job.
Thank you. Thank you.
He even said something nice about you.
Well, yeah. We're good pals.
And the Sandman certainly put the proverbial metaphoric middle finger in the face of Dennis Gregory when he captured the championship from him, and Dennis Gregory is still stewing over it.
Very, very true. It was like a great big flip in the bird right in his face.
It was almost I could see it in front of my very eyes.
It was downright disrespectful to win the title. Is that what you're saying?
No.
I'm so damn confused by all of this. I can't believe what I've heard. I'm not sure what I'm seeing. I'm not gay.
Just wait. Wait till Raven and Sandman start talking about their chess games against each other in Hershey, PA. As Dennis Gregory in control with a hammerlock on the Sandman.
5 minutes on by 5 minutes.
Dennis Gregory drives the knee down, and Gregory is grounding the reckless, unpredictable Sandman.
Oh.
Shoulders down for a moment.
I don't know that he had the shoulder completely down there.
Well, Sandman quick to get off his back, and Coulter demands the break. And Dennis Gregory having words with somebody who was a one-time ally of his. My, how the times have changed.
And we never really found out what caused the rift between them. What happened that Stephen Coulter decided to break away from the pack?
I think it was fear of his job security, if anything. And Sandman and Raven continuing to engage in banter, and I don't think Raven's too in a hurry to enter competition as he takes a seat in our aisleway as the Sandman working on Dennis Gregory now with the wrist lock.
Clearly the tag team is not working as well as you wanted it.
Well, this is the odd chemistry that these two seem to have together, and I'm not sure if they're on the same page or not. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't even know what to say anymore. Raven clearly a little more together than the Sandman. Raven's sitting in the aisleway. The Sandman is doing chain wrestling. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
They're in the ropes. There should be a break. Gregory with the chance. The referee's just letting him go at this point.
Yeah, well, really. He keeps shooting that half. Trying to keep Gregory down.
That's right, into a top wrist lock, a key lock. Cinched in on Gregory.
And grinding in on that, I guess that'd be tricep. With the elbow there. Right at the base where the joint connects.
Shoulders down, only for a count of 2. As Sandman proving that when he has to, he can wrestle somebody, even though that's not exactly his normal MO.
I'm sure that's just because he was so drunk he didn't realize he was doing it.
Oh, okay. But even impaired, the Sandman is still very, very skilled and very dangerous.
Oh yeah, oh definitely. I saw him fight Mick Foley while completely unconscious on his feet. So
I believe it.
I mean, drunk is nothing compared to standing 10 count.
I've seen my escapades with Sandman. I traveled to Europe with him once, believe it or not, and that's something I will never forget, and I still have mental scars from. As Dennis Gregory with the takedown on the Sandman, he has to step over toe hold, can't get the full face lock in, as Sandman maybe looking for a rope here, as Gregory continues to punish away on the Sandman.
Where did you go in Europe with him?
Well, we went to a once great place in Doncaster, but has been ruined by, well, that's another story. Dennis Gregory focusing on Sam. All I know is he was directing traffic without pants, Farnsworth, okay? He didn't have pants on. That's all I know, okay?
Did you see him do this, or did you see the aftermath?
I was asleep. I didn't want to see the aftermath. The current. What aftermath would there have been? What could have been? What residue would there have been?
Eventually, they call the police, or as they call them over there, the bobbies.
The bobbies
on him.
There's a reason why he hasn't been back in 2.5 years.
Well, he almost dropped trowel right there in the ring with us.
Exactly, and we're not even in Pensacola.
And there's no damn traffic in here.
We don't have Tommy Dreamer to cover the pomegranates.
What?
As the Sandman, inverted DDT, drops Daivari on the back of his head.
What would he have been directing here?
Tag made to Raven, he's in.
Or tag made by Raven.
Multiple-time world champion, taking control on Daivari with a series of jabs.
As Raven pointed out, the most important guy in indie wrestling because he has a figure made of him from WWE, WCW, and ECW.
And TNA.
And now TNA, the only 4-time figure holder.
That's true, I believe. Hip lock as Raven continues to punish Daivari here. Raven's certainly a very decorated career. Line for the business, second to none. As Raven and Daivari crisscross, Raven outsmarts him, and Daivari does not realize he is all alone. He got out! And Raven's sitting in the aisleway again. What? Raven, oh well, Raven's got a chair. That would not be the best.
By 10 minutes.
And the fans still a bit sick of Dennis Gregory. As Raven has a Singapore cane, I do not envy Stephen Coulter attempting to settle this down. And Sandman tags himself in, and Raven didn't see it coming.
And Dennis Gregory's in a fight with a fan.
I think Sandman hit a nerve literally. It's Raymond and Sandman, partner, and it's only in IWC.
The next tip in my book, don't try and commentate a Raven Sandman tag match, especially when they're on the same side.
Tremendous. Daivari takes out the knee of Sandman. and drives down with the elbow, point of the elbow buried right into the side of the knee of the Sandman. And as if Sandman's vertical base wasn't impaired enough as it is, Daivari would like to do more damage.
And
you're right, sir. Daivari just wrenching that leg and continuing to work down on the Sandman, tag made to Dennis Gregory. And for a man who's probably feeling no pain right now, it could take a while to wear away at the Sandman.
Yeah, for him to be able to give up, he's going to have to be able to either say I quit or be able to have the consciousness to tap out. I don't know that that's going to happen.
I'm not too sure about that either, but Dennis Gregory's going to try as he might. Pinning attempt, but Sandman again gets off his back immediately, and Dennis Gregory just sticking on top of him with an attempted cover, and now into a half Boston Crab. Sandman just trying to hang on for dear life.
We're sitting grapevines.
It's great, great tag team wrestling. Keep Sandman away from Raven and in the War Machine corner of the ring.
Plus, when you're drunk and you spin a lot, it really disorients you. So, spinning him around with that, kind of smart.
You speak from experience?
Yeah, everyone's been drunk at some point, except for CM Punk.
Didn't you and Eric Ecstasy at one point go out and have a few? Never mind. Daivari offering the unfair advantage on the outside as the referee Stephen Coulter does not detect it.
He said he wanted to go to this new bar called Linebackers.
All right. I don't think I
thought it was a sports bar.
I bet you did. There was. Never mind. Daivari's tagged in. Daivari, maybe the most underrated athlete to seek recent employment in Stamford, Connecticut. A guy who has all the tools, all the musculature development, and all the in-ring ability to get very, very far. But Sandman rolls him up here. This could be all but Coulter distracted. And Dennis Gregory intervenes as Daivari and Dennis Gregory doing a very good job of manipulating their surroundings.
And Dennis Gregory, I was wondering, he went to the floor for a sec.
And Daivari just drops all of his weight down right on that leg of the Sandman, and the Sandman is in a considerable amount of pain at this point. Wait a second here, Sandman gets a roll up, count of 2 only.
To be fair, it has been, 10 minutes since he's had a beer. So feeling maybe coming back to those extremities.
That is true. I mean, when you party that hard, it does take quite a lot to numb the pain.
Yeah. And he's trying to tag him with a foot?
No, I don't believe he's trying to tag him, but Dennis Gregory's strength helping to wrench the neck of Sandman further, again undetected by the official. Dennis Gregory back into play here as he again focuses on the knee. You gotta give it up to the War Machine for having their tunnel vision here and really staying focused on one specific body part.
Well, they found a weak point and they're using it, and Raven has that stick. That Singapore pain, if you will.
Indeed. Crowd coming alive for the Sandman.
15 minutes.
45-minute time in this match, I believe Chuck Roberts announced. And Gregory focusing in on that knee again, just wrenching away at it, digging away at it, and Sandman able to push Gregory off. Can he get the tag? Sandman inching towards Raven, and the man from the Bowery is into the match. Series of jabs, discus lariat by Raven. Daivari in now, as Raven starts to unload on him as well.
And Raven, I don't know that he was anxious to get in the ring, but he's definitely ready.
Clothesline, bulldog combo by the master of the Raven effect as he takes both members of the War Machine down. And Raven has a chair.
And Stephen Coulter not really stopping him.
Well, that's dangerous territory for Coulter. Drop toe hold, face first on the chair. And Raven has Daivari now with a reversal. And Daivari went for a drop toe hold on Raven. He sidesteps it. Look out. Chair to the face. Roll up on Gregory. Shoulders are down here. And that's it. Raymond got it.
That's it.
Gregory complaining, but this match is over.
You go to the tape and learn your job.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, Gregory with Sandman's own cane. An assault after the match. Clearly upset that once again the Sandman got the better end of it. And
four different shots to the head.
Oh, look how Coulter's gone. Daivary's got the chair. He's digging into Raven. Gregory's choking out the Sandman. It's a War Machine assault. Another blow. And Gregory's sending a message.
The War Machine wants to be taken serious. Well, this is a way to do it.
And Daivary speaking again in that tongue, whether it's Farsi, whatever it is. Gregory's choking away at the Sandman in the center of the ring. Daivary's got Raven neutralized.
Do we have any security here?
Nobody brave enough to get involved after what happened to Coulter. The War Machine stands tall, and Dennis Gregory's got something to say.
That's it. I'm tired of this disrespect. Tonight, I declare Xion on the IWC.
Oh, come on. Daivari with a camel clutch on Raven.
I pledge allegiance to myself and the fellow members of the War Machine. Sandman, let's do this next month.
Oh, no. Continuing with the assault with the cane.
Boot camp match. My kind of match for your title.
A boot camp match. And there you see the damage done by Daivari and Gregory. The damage.
Now you people start taking the War Machine seriously.
Gregory and Daivari have annihilated two hardcore legends in a big-time statement. But Farnsworth, what's going to happen when Gregory meets Sandman in a boot camp match?
Probably some beer drinking. Probably some cane swinging. Probably a hell of a lot of violence.
Gregory and Daivari, a big-time message sent to Sandman. But next month, Gregory meets the Sandman in Gregory's style of match. Who will survive the no disqualification atmosphere of a boot camp match?